Chapter 513. Shirmoku, if you continue to pester me, then don't blame me for wasting you. Even though the illusory energy within the profound spirit cave was extraordinary, it didn't pose any threat to Yi Qinfeng. Under the suppression of the illusory Tao insight, the illusory energy that permeated the space was completely isolated. Even though Shirmoku didn't comprehend the illusory Tao insight, his martial Tao heart was unprecedentedly strong. Coupled with the clear spirit stone on his neck, it constantly helped him dissolve the erosion of the illusory energy. Spirit Snake Sword. Shirmoku didn't pay attention to Yi Qinfeng's warning. His entire body once again merged with the Spirit Snake Sword, transforming into a nearly 5-meter-long Spirit Snake Sword as he slashed towards Yi Qinfeng. Looks like you won't cry until you see the coffin. Since it's like this, then don't blame me for being impolite. Yi Qinfeng didn't take Shirmoku's sword head-on. His body slightly flashed and transformed into an afterimage as he brushed past the descending Spirit Snake Sword and approached Shirmoku, whose expression had changed slightly. He grabbed onto Shirmoku's shoulder. In the next moment, Yi Qinfeng's body exploded with a force of a few million pounds, instantly exceeding the endurance of Shirmoku's body. He forcefully pulled Shirmoku up from the ground like pulling out a carrot. With a beautiful shoulder throw, he fiercely threw Shirmoku onto the ground. Sounds of bones breaking resounded from within his body as a large amount of blood sprayed out from his mouth. Just as Shirmoku was in a daze from the fall and his entire body was in intense pain, another clear sound of bones breaking resounded. Yi Qinfeng stomped on his ankle, and the powerful force directly shattered his ankle bone. The immense pain caused him to let out a painful howl that sounded like a pig being slaughtered, and it reverberated throughout the entire profound spirit cave. Shirmoku was the #1 outer court disciple of the profound spirit sect, after all. Yi Qinfeng didn't kill him in front of everyone. Instead, he broke both of his ankles and knocked him out with a palm strike. After dealing with his most advantageous competitor, Yi Qinfeng continued to pass through the illusory space and rushed towards the end of the profound spirit cave. During the process of entering the profound spirit cave, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul sensed that there were a lot of formation patterns and restrictions hidden in the cave. However, the power of these restrictions was limited, so they posed no threat to him at all. Yi Qinfeng slightly slowed down the speed at which he was charging through the cave and intentionally activated the formation patterns to avoid the attacks of the formation patterns. About 3 hours later, Yi Qinfeng dodged hundreds of array pattern attacks and made it to the end of the Xianling Cave. He was the first to leave the Xianling Cave and completed the test. Yes, first place belongs to Su Mingwei, not Shirmoku. When Elder Hu was guarding the end of the profound spirit cave, saw Yi Qinfeng being the first to rush out, he raised his eyebrows and revealed a look of surprise. He couldn't believe that Shirmoku, who was the strongest among all of them, would lose to Su Mingwei, who was a grade 1 mystic beast ancestor. Could it be that something happened in the profound spirit cave and Shirmoku was besieged, allowing Su Mingwei to take advantage of the situation? Elder Hu guessed. After another incense stick's worth of time, 2 grade 3 mystic beast ancestors came out of the profound spirit cave. They were covered in wounds and looked somewhat miserable. They had obtained 2nd and 3rd place respectively. Just what happened to Shirmoku? With his strength as a grade 4 mystic beast ancestor, he wasn't able to get into the top 3. Elder Hu frowned. As time passed, more and more outer sect disciples finished the test and left the profound spirit cave. But among these disciples, Shirmoku, who had been favored by Elder Hu, was not among them. Something must have happened to Shirmoku. Although Elder Hu and Shirmoku were not related to each other, he intended to cultivate Shirmoku, who was talented and had a bright future, into his trusted aide. Now that Shirmoku was in trouble in the Xianling Cave, it made Elder Hu very angry. Go into the profound spirit cave and see what happened to Shirmoku. There was still an incense stick's worth of time until the end of the test. Elder, who couldn't sit still any longer. Before the test ended, he immediately ordered people to enter the profound spirit cave to search for Shirmoku's whereabouts. Very quickly, Shirmoku, whose ankle had been broken and who had fainted due to excessive blood loss, was carried out of the profound spirit cave. Who was it? Who did this? Elder, who was enraged when he saw Shirmoku's miserable state. His sharp eyes swept over the disciples as he loudly questioned them. It was me, Yi Qinfeng, who had been sitting cross-legged on the ground. Slowly stood up. He was neither haughty nor humble. Su Mingwei, you have enmity with Shirmoku. Why did you do this? Seeing Yi Qinfeng's cold and arrogant expression without the slightest trace of fear, Elder Hu frowned and icily asked. If it was in the past, Yi Qinfeng would have been severely punished by Elder Hu for wantonly injuring someone that Elder Hu fancied. But today, Yi Qinfeng had won first place in the outer sect competition and had also heavily injured Shirmoku. The talent and sharpness that he had displayed had caused Elder Hu's thoughts to change. No enmity. Yi Qinfeng shook his head and said, He stopped me from getting first place. Naturally, I had to retaliate. A first-rank Xian Beast Master defeating a fourth-rank Xian Beast Master. It seems like you must have had a fortuitous encounter. Elder, whose eyes shot out rays of fiery light. Yi Qinfeng's sharp eyes caught the hint of greed hidden in Elder Hu's eyes. However, there was no change in his expression. If Elder Hu really did not know what was good for him, he wouldn't mind killing Elder Hu and sending him to hell. Bring Shirmoku to treat his injuries. No matter what price we have to pay, we must heal his injuries. Do not leave behind any sequelae, Elder Hu ordered coldly as he shifted his gaze away from Yi Qinfeng. Yes, Elder Hu. After speaking, 2 outer sect protectors of the profound Xian sect carried the unconscious Shirmoku and left. Time passed minute by minute, second by second, and soon 6 hours had passed. After 6 hours of competition, a total of 37 outer sect disciples had made it out of the profound spirit cave. Among them, Yi Qinfeng had won first place. However, the early favorite Shirmoku had been eliminated. This made many people's jaws drop. Su Mingwei, this is your reward. After the outer sect competition ended, Elder Hu took out a milky white, peach-sized mortal origin fruit from his yin and yang ring. It emitted traces of spiritual qi and gave it to Yi Qinfeng as a reward. Thank you, Elder Hu. Yi Qinfeng took the mortal origin fruit and softly thanked Elder Hu. This is the inner sect token. You have won first place in the outer sect competition. You have the qualifications to directly enter the inner sect and become an inner sect disciple. Elder Hu gave a sparkling green token to Yi Qinfeng. After rewarding Yi Qinfeng, Elder Hu rewarded each disciple according to their ranking. All right, the outer sect competition has ended. Those who have obtained the qualifications to enter the inner sect can enter the inner sect tomorrow to receive cultivation resources. Elder Hu announced loudly, Wait, Su Mingwei, I have something to talk to you about. Come with me. Just as Yi Qinfeng turned to leave and was about to find a safe place to refine the mortal origin fruit and water fire dragon fruit to recover from his injuries, Elder Hu's eyes flashed with malice as he suddenly called out to him. Mobile reading site. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 514. Elder Hu, may I know why you are looking for me? Yi Qinfeng slightly frowned and slowly turned around. He looked at Elder Hu, who was hiding greed in his eyes, and softly asked, You will know once you follow me. After speaking, Elder Hu brought Yi Qinfeng to the place where he had been cultivating for hundreds of years. It was located in a quiet courtyard beside a small lake. Sit. Elder, who activated the restrictions in the courtyard and sat down with Yi Qin-feng under an ancient tree that was more than 1,000 years old. It was luxuriant and would require dozens of people to wrap their arms around it. Elder, who personally poured a cup of dark green tea for Yi Qin-feng. Su Mingwei, I didn't expect that a hidden dragon like you was hidden in the outer sect. Elder, who took a sip of tea and leisurely said, Elder, who is too kind, I am just a little lucky. Yi Qin-feng slightly smiled and said in a neither arrogant nor humble manner, Lucky. Elder, whose eyes lit up and said, Su Mingwei, I am very curious. What kind of fortuitous encounter did you have in the past few years? Why do you have such terrifying combat strength when you are only a first-grade Xian beast ancestor? Even Shirmoku was not your opponent. My apologies, Elder Hu. This involves some of my secrets. Please forgive me for keeping it a secret. Yi Qin-feng raised his teacup and took a sip of tea before slowly saying, When the dark green tea flowed into Yi Qin-feng's body, he slightly frowned. His powerful perception detected a colorless and odorless poison in the green tea. Su Mingwei, I will not beat around the bush with you. I am very interested in the secrets on your body. I wonder if you are willing to give it to me. As long as you give me the secrets on your body, I promise to provide you with unimaginable cultivation resources and support you. Seeing Yi Qin-feng drink the tea, Elder Hu's smile became even wider. He revealed his true colors and said greedily, What if I am not willing? Yi Qin-feng used his finger to gently turn the teacup and faced Elder Hu's burning gaze as he asked with neither joy nor sorrow, Su Mingwei, you don't seem to have the right to choose. If you don't want to, I can only search your soul and forcibly extract the great secret from you. Elder, who did not expect Yi Qin-feng to reject him, his face instantly darkened as he threatened coldly. Elder Hu, if there's nothing else, I'll take my leave. Yi Qin-feng ignored Elder Hu's threat. He raised his head and drank the tea in the teacup. Do you think you can leave? Elder Hu revealed a cruel smile and said, Do you know what was in the tea you drank? Is there poison in the tea? Yi Qin-feng asked calmly. Yes, you know that there's poison in the tea. Elder Hu raised his eyebrows. He looked at Yi Qin-feng's stern face and said with some surprise, I knew there was poison in the tea the moment I took the first sip, Yi Qin-feng said. Then why did you drink him dry? Elder Hu said with a gloomy face. He had an inexplicable bad feeling in his heart. Because I was thirsty. Yi Qin-feng smiled faintly and said in a playful manner, Su Mingwei, do you know the consequences of angering me? Elder Hu did not expect Yi Qin-feng to be so daring and actually dare to tease him in front of everyone. A soaring, baleful aura was released from his body. He locked onto Yi Qin-feng and said in a low voice, What? If you want to fight, I'm afraid you're not my opponent. Yi Qin-feng ignored the baleful aura released by Elder Hu. He stood on the spot like a steel spear and said with an incomparably tyrannical tone, Ha ha ha, Su Mingwei, I find that you are really naive and cute. With your strength of a first-rank Xian beast ancestor, you still want to defeat me? Elder, who seemed to have heard the funniest joke in the world. He arrogantly laughed and said with disdain, How would I know if I don't try? Yi Qin-feng's eyes shot out a sharp light. A terrifying killing intent instantly emerged from his body and spread in all directions with his body as the center. It caused the air in the courtyard to seem to have solidified. It was so oppressive that it made people unable to breathe. Feeling Yi Qin-feng's killing intent that was accumulated from blood and bones, the smile on Elder Hu's face instantly froze. His eyes were wide open, and he didn't dare to believe that Yi Qin-feng was actually able to release a killing intent that could disturb his state of mind. Just when Elder Hu was in shock, Yi Qin-feng made his move. He brought along a suffocating pressure as he approached Elder Hu. He blasted a fist towards Elder Hu's chest. The terrifying fist radiance brought with it an unparalleled sense of oppression, leaving a long streak of white light in the air. The terrifying power caused Elder Hu's expression to change drastically. He hurriedly took out a low-grade heaven-tier dark gold staff to defend himself. Netherworld's heaven-raising staff. Holding the dark gold staff in his hand, Elder Hu burst out with his strongest soul power. An endless amount of green radiance was reflected from the dark gold staff. It was like a pillar that supported the heavens as it ruthlessly collided with Yi Qinfeng's fist. Ka! The two powerful forces collided together. The dark gold staff in Elder Hu's hand couldn't withstand Yi Qinfeng's attack and was immediately bent into a crescent shape. A large number of cracks were spreading on the dark gold staff. The terrifying vibrations transmitted into Elder Hu's arms, causing him to almost lose his grip on the dark gold staff. What? How can he have such a terrifying attack power? After personally witnessing Yi Qinfeng shattering the dark gold staff with a single punch, Elder Hu was so shocked that his eyes widened. It was as if he had seen a ghost. No, you are not Su Mingwei. Thinking that if Su Mingwei really had such terrifying strength, he wouldn't be unknown and be willing to stay in the outer sect. There was only one possibility for him to hide his strength, and that was that he wasn't the real Su Mingwei. You are very smart, but you have realized it too late. The corner of Yi Qinfeng's mouth rose slightly, revealing a cold smile. His entire body continued to explode with astonishing strength as he attacked Elder Hu like a tidal wave, completely suppressing him. Because Elder Hu's courtyard was covered with a powerful restriction formation, Yi Qinfeng and Elder Hu's intense battle was completely blocked off by the formation. No one knew what was happening inside. You cannot kill me. Many people know that you followed me to this courtyard to cultivate. If something happens to me, they will be the first to suspect you. At that time, the profound underworld sect will definitely kill you to avenge me. But if you let me go, I swear that I will keep your secret. Surrounded by danger, Elder, who only had the strength to resist, was terrified. He loudly shouted, wanting to use the profound underworld sect to pressure Yi Qinfeng and fight for a chance to live. Sorry, I only believe in the dead. Yi Qinfeng remained unmoved. Taking advantage of the fact that Elder Hu's aura was in disorder and he was retreating in defeat, he stomped on the hard ground and used his killing move. Great Sun Skyfire Fist. The fire, Tao pattern, and the black flame, heavenly fire gushed out from his body and gathered in his right fist. He blasted out a destructive fist light that was like a red sun. It exploded layers of air and shattered Elder Hu's physical defense with a single punch before blasting into his body. No, Elder Hu let out a roar of despair as his entire body was blasted by the great Sun Skyfire Fist, turning into minced meat. He died on the spot. After using all his strength to kill Elder Hu, Yi Qinfeng took away his belongings and released the black skyfire, burning everything and destroying all traces. Subsequently, Yi Qinfeng took out Elder Hu's communication pearl and imitated his voice. He informed several outer sect elders that he was in seclusion and strictly ordered them not to disturb him. After doing all this, Yi Qinfeng peacefully adjusted his aura in the courtyard. When night fell, he left the courtyard that was filled with the smell of blood and came to the back mountain of the profound underworld sect. He was preparing to consume the mortal essence fruit and the water fire dragon fruit to heal his injuries. Please check the address of the latest book, Chivalry Network. You can read the latest chapters of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 515. The night was quiet and a cool breeze was blowing. The cold moonlight shone on the forest, giving the forest some visibility in the dark. And this place is not bad. It's quieter. I'll eat the mortal fruit and water dragon fruit here." Yi Qin Feng concealed his presence and traveled through the netherworld back mountain at top speed for more than 2 hours. He came to the depths of the mountain and found a quiet lake. He went into the lush reeds beside the lake and took out the milky, white mortal fruit, which was emitting a refreshing fragrance, and swallowed it whole. After swallowing the mortal essence fruit, Yi Qin Feng immediately felt a viscous spiritual energy covering his entire body, completely enveloping the weak meridians that he had just recovered. This mortal fruit is indeed magical. Feeling the changes in his body, Yi Qin Feng revealed a faint smile. He took out the water dragon fruit that was tamed by the golden clear dragon bloodline for more than 100,000 years. It was an extremely high-quality water dragon fruit. When Yi Qin Feng dispelled the formation restriction around the aqua dragon fruit, the power of water and fire was released from the aqua dragon fruit. It filled the void and formed a wisp of faint green smoke that resembled a swimming dragon. Boss, the spirituality in this water dragon fruit is not to be underestimated. You must not push yourself too hard. Otherwise, you will suffer a backlash from the spirituality released by the water dragon fruit and be seriously injured. The chaos divine beast appeared in Yi Qin Feng's body and reminded him seriously. "I know what I'm doing." Yi Qin Feng nodded and said, "Han Dun, protect me." After saying that, Yi Qin Feng summoned the 100-crystal primal chaos diagram and enveloped himself, sealing the space around him. Black skyfire refine. Although the water dragon fruit came from the heaven domain and was full of spiritual energy, there were still some impurities in its flesh. Yi Qin Feng did not eat the whole fruit. Instead, he released the black skyfire to refine it, removing the impurities and refining it into liquid essence. Roar! While Yi Qin Feng was refining the water fire dragon fruit, a faint dragon's roar resounded within the fruit. Vaguely, Yi Qin Feng seemed to see a majestic divine dragon soaring within the water fire dragon fruit, overlooking all living things, making people want to worship it. This water fire dragon fruit is indeed a spiritual item that was nurtured in the heaven domain. Just the spiritual energy it exudes is enough to make one feel relaxed and happy. It surpasses the average heaven-level soul pellet. If I were to completely absorb it, not only would I be able to heal my injuries, but I would also be able to increase my strength. Yi Qin Feng took a deep breath and inhaled the spiritual energy released by the water fire dragon fruit. Immediately his spirit was shaken. Under the full power of the black flame, heavenly fire, the aqua dragon fruit was completely melted. The impurities it contained were also burned into ashes by the black flame, heavenly fire. About 6 hours later, the water fire dragon fruit turned into a puddle of red and blue spirit liquid without any impurities. "Huff, it's done!" Yi Qin Feng let out a long sigh of relief and drank a mouthful of the water of heavenly secrets to recover his exhausted soul power. He controlled the black flame, heavenly fire, to split the red and blue spirit liquid into 1/10 and swallowed it bit by bit. After swallowing the pure spirit liquid refined from the water fire dragon fruit, Yi Qin Feng immediately felt a pure spirit energy being released from his body. It was like a wild horse that had escaped its reins and was running amok through his meridians. Fortunately, Yi Qin Feng's meridians were wrapped by the sticky spirit energy from the mortal essence fruit. He was able to completely withstand the violent spirit energy from the water fire dragon fruit. Primal chaos divine would suppress. Soul-devouring art refine. Feeling that the spirit energy released by the water fire dragon fruit in his body was getting more and more violent, Yi Qin Feng immediately controlled the primal chaos divine would to suppress it. He controlled the soul-devouring art to quickly refine it, replenishing his depleted body and healing his injuries. Under the nourishment of the water fire dragon fruit's spirit energy, Yi Qin Feng's injuries slowly improved. His depleted body potential and blood energy were also slowly replenished. On the 5th day, Yi Qinfeng had refined half of the water-fire dragon fruit's spirit energy. His injuries were basically healed, and powerful soul power once again filled his body. I've recovered. I've finally recovered from my injuries. Feeling that he had finally recovered to his peak condition, Yi Qinfeng let out a long sigh of relief. He revealed a faint smile and continued to refine the remaining spirit energy from the water-fire dragon fruit to increase his strength. Just as Yi Qinfeng was refining the water-fire dragon fruit in the depths of the mysterious spirit mountain range, two uninvited guests appeared. One of them was Shirmoku, who had suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of Yi Qinfeng in the mysterious spirit cave. He was severely injured and lost everything. Moku, don't be depressed. A momentary failure is nothing. I believe that with your talent and aptitude, you will definitely be able to soar to the sky and become an outstanding person. As for that Su Mingwei, you don't have to worry. If he dares to hurt you, I will definitely make him pay the price in blood. Beside Shirmoku, there was a woman wearing a green silk short skirt. Her skin was as smooth as milk, and her legs were long and straight. Her appearance was not bad, but there was a trace of hostility between her eyebrows. Her strength was close to that of a rank 6 mystic beast ancestor. No need, I will personally take this revenge. I will crush all the bones in his body bit by bit, and let him slowly die in regret. Shirmoku had basically recovered from his injuries, but his confidence had been greatly damaged. He clenched his fists and swore viciously, "But I need your help now." "What kind of help?" The woman in green looked at Shirmoku and asked softly, "I want a blue soul heavenly pellet." Shirmoku said softly, "With a blue soul heavenly pellet, I am confident that I can break through to rank 5 mystic beast ancestor within a month. At that time, I will be able to crush that bastard Su Mingwei to death." Blue soul heavenly pellet. The woman in green gently bit her alluring red lips and said, "Okay, within 10 days at the latest. I will definitely find a way to help you exchange for a blue soul heavenly pellet from the inner sect." The blue soul heavenly pellet was an extremely valuable heaven-grade spirit pellet. There were not many of them in the entire mysterious underworld sect, and the exchange requirements were even more outrageous. However, the woman in green, who was deeply in love with Shirmoku, still agreed. "Thank you, Luluo. I will definitely not let you down in the future." Shimoku smiled and gently hugged the woman in the green dress into his arms. His two big hands roughly reached into her dress and caressed her smooth and delicate back. Very quickly, the beautiful woman in green with watery eyes let out a soft gasp. Her boiling hot body was like a snake wriggling in Shirmoku's embrace. Little by little, the fire in Shirmoku's heart was ignited. Just as the two of them were intensely in love with each other, intending to use the sky as a blanket and the earth as a bed, a faintly discernible dragon's roar accompanied by a powerful aura came from the depths of the mountain range. "What's that sound?" Shirmoku raised his eyebrows and looked towards the depths of the mysterious underworld mountain range. His eyes shone brightly. "Could it be that a treasure has appeared?" "Moku, don't stop. Let's continue." The woman in green with misty eyes opened her rosy lips slightly and bit Shirmoku's ear. She was extremely tempting as she begged. "Opportunities do not wait for people. Let's go over there and take a look first. If I remember correctly, there is a lake in the mountain ahead. Perhaps there really is a great opportunity in that lake." Shirmoku was a very ambitious person. He suppressed the fire in his heart and pulled his hand away from the woman in green's hot body as he suggested this. Then all right. Seeing that Shirmoku had lost interest, the woman in green could only stop and obediently follow him to the lake in the mountain. However, when Shirmoku and the woman in green arrived at the lake in the mountain and saw the figure walking out of the lake, Shirmoku was suddenly stunned. Immediately after, a surge of killing intent erupted from his body like a volcano. Mobile reading site. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time. You can click on the save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 516. Su Mingwei, I didn't expect to meet you here. It seems like you have obtained the opportunity in the lake. Shimoku, who exuded a sharp killing intent, glared angrily at Yi Qinfeng, who was slowly walking out of the reed marsh, and spoke with a murderous look. I also didn't expect to meet you here. After refining the aqua dragon fruit, Yi Qinfeng's soul force was almost overflowing. He was one step away from becoming a Class 4 defiant beast king. He ignored Shimoku's murderous gaze and spoke emotionlessly. Moku, let's attack together. With our strength, we can definitely kill him. At that time, everything on him will be ours. The green-dressed lady took out a low-grade heaven-tier green sword and transmitted her voice to Shimoku. All right, let's attack together. Thinking back to the dragon's roar just now, Shimoku felt that Yi Qinfeng should have obtained a great opportunity in the lake. If he had obtained such an opportunity, he wouldn't even need the Jade Soul Heavenly Pill to break through to the 5th level of the Mystic Beast Ancestor Realm, or even higher. Su Mingwei, today we'll settle our old and new grudges together. I will definitely chop off your dog head and send you to hell. As he spoke, Shimoku took out his low-grade heaven-tier spirit snake sword and attacked Yi Qinfeng together with the green-dress lady. Buzz! A large amount of sword light shot out, overlapping and engulfing the heaven and earth. It sealed off Yi Qinfeng's space to dodge and pierced towards his body. Shimoku and the green-dressed lady's attacks were extremely sharp, especially the sword light of the green-dressed lady. It was filled with 100% sword aura and had extremely strong destructive power. However, Yi Qinfeng's physical defense was comparable to a high-grade heaven tier. Facing their attacks, he didn't dodge and allowed the overlapping sword light to hit his body. It hit. Seeing that his attack had hit Yi Qinfeng, Shimoku raised his brows and revealed a surprised and ecstatic expression. He didn't expect that Yi Qinfeng didn't dodge their attacks. Su Mingwei, your fortune is mine. With your secrets, I'll definitely be able to break through to the reverse Beast King realm. Shimoku's eyes flashed with a fierce light. He was already imagining how he could torture Yi Qinfeng and get the big secret from him. However, when the sharp sword wind dissipated, the smiles on the faces of Shimoku and the lady in green suddenly froze. Their eyes widened as if they had seen a ghost. How could this be? Why isn't he injured? Looking at Yi Qinfeng, who had an arrogant expression on his face and was completely unharmed, Shimoku and the lady in green could not believe what they were seeing. They could not believe that Yi Qinfeng's physical body defense was so powerful that it could easily block their attacks. Shimoku, you think you can kill me with this little bit of strength? Said Yi Qinfeng disdainfully as he stared coldly at Shimoku and Shimohan, whose faces had turned pale with fright. Moku, this Su Mingwei has hidden his strength too deeply. We're not his match. Let's leave this place first. Seeing Yi Qinfeng's terrifying strength, the lady in green became timid and hastily transmitted. All right, let's go. Although he was unwilling, Shimoku knew that with the strength Yi Qinfeng had just displayed, he truly did not have a chance to kill him. Continuing to stay here would only put him in danger. Do you think you can leave? Yi Qinfeng sneered. Lightning flashed beneath his feet, blocking the two of them. Pow! A crisp sound of a slap rang out. Yi Qinfeng's right palm, which was filled with the power of 1,000,000 pounds, landed on Shimo's right face. Shimo's face caved in from the slap. His entire body flew out and landed heavily on the ground. 10,000 slaughter, ghost sword. Seeing Shimoku being sent flying by Yi Qinfeng's slap, the lady in green did not hesitate to ignite her blood chi. Her entire body merged with the green sword in her hand, transforming into a 6-meter long sword of light, bringing with it a shocking killing chi. She slashed it at Yi Qinfeng. 3,000,000 gene of strength break. Yi Qinfeng roared, and the power of the spiritual pearl in his Shunmen acupoint exploded. 3,000,000 gene of force gushed out, turning into a huge fist aura. With an insufferably arrogant attitude, it ruthlessly smashed into the descending light sword. Kacha! The green sword of light was shattered by Yi Qinfeng's punch. The powerful fist aura shattered the sword of light, but its power did not decrease. It fiercely bombarded the body of the woman in the green dress, who could not dodge in time. It broke through her body's defense and sent her flying with a punch. How can he be so strong? Witnessing this scene, Shermoku felt as if he was in a dream. A huge fear rose in his heart. In order to survive, he had selfishly abandoned the lady in green and turned to flee. Shermoku, didn't you want to kill me? Why are you running? Yi Qinfeng's body flashed, and with a speed several times faster than Shermoku's, he blocked his path. Su Mingwei, I have no enmity with you. Can you let me go? If you let me go, I promise I won't be your enemy in the future. When Shermoku saw Yi Qinfeng blocking his way, he became timid. Beads of sweat appeared on his forehead. His tone was much weaker as he begged Yi Qinfeng with a pleading tone. If we switched places, would you let me go? Yi Qinfeng's lips curled up slightly, and he spoke without the slightest emotion. Moku, I'll cover you. Run. Just as Shermoku had sunk into a state of terror and did not know what to do, the lady in green ignored her injuries and quickly rushed over, blocking in front of Shermoku. Is it worth it to die for such a heartless person? Yi Qinfeng softly asked the lady in green. Her face was pale and blood was dripping from the corner of her mouth, but her eyes were filled with fearlessness. Humph, my grandfather is one of the 3 protectors of the profound underworld sect. If you dare kill me, my grandfather will definitely exterminate your entire family. The lady in green coldly snorted and gave a warning. You won't be able to save him. He'll definitely die today. Yi Qinfeng ignored her threat. Moku, run. When the lady in green saw that Yi Qinfeng did not care about her background at all and was determined to kill Shermoku, her expression changed. She shouted loudly and continued to attack Yi Qinfeng without caring about her own safety. She wanted to hold him back. But the instant the lady in green attacked with all her strength, Shermoku's eyes shone with a trace of decisiveness. He had selfishly abandoned her and fled for his life. Sai, I hope you can open your eyes in your next life. He's not worth you using your life to protect him. Although the lady in green's righteousness and fearlessness had moved Yi Qinfeng, he would never show mercy to his enemies. A sharp finger radiance shot out like a meteor that streaked across the sky and landed on the forehead of the green-dressed woman. Bang! The lady's head exploded from Yi Qinfeng's finger, and a large amount of blood splattered across the ground. She died on the spot. After killing her, Yi Qinfeng's body blurred and he turned into a ray of light that chased after the panicked Shermoku. In just 3 breaths' time, Yi Qinfeng caught up to him. Shermoku, you can go to hell now. A fist radiance with a force of 1,000,000 pounds flew out and landed on Shimoku's back. Following the sound of bones breaking, Shermoku's body was pierced by Yi Qinfeng's fist. He painfully fell into a pool of blood and died. After killing Shermoku and Shermoku, Yi Qinfeng released his black heavenly flame to melt their corpses. After destroying the corpses, he quickly left. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click the bookmark button at the bottom to record this book. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blogs, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 517. In the dead of the night, only the chirping of insects could be heard. Lingyu, are you asleep? Walking in the dark night, Yi Qinfeng arrived at the room where the spirit fish lived. He knocked on the door and called out softly. Hearing Yi Qinfeng's voice, Lingyu, who had been worried about his safety, quickly ran over with her bare feet. She opened the door and welcomed him in. "Brother Qingfeng, where have you been these days? I was so worried." Ling Yu poured a cup of water for Yi Qingfeng and asked softly, "I have been recuperating in the Nether Mountain range for the past few days. Now I have fully recovered." Yi Qingfeng did not hide his whereabouts and said softly, "Oh right, Ling Yu. Did anything happen in the mysterious underworld sect these few days? Why are there so many lanterns and decorations? It seems very lively. The day after tomorrow is the birthday banquet of the mysterious underworld sect master. At that time, the two overlords of the dark underworld county, Illusion Palace and Sky Silkworm Ridge, will send their experts to congratulate him." Ling Yu said softly, "The birthday banquet of the mysterious underworld sect master is so grand. Cultivators had extremely long lifespans. They did not place as much importance on their birthdays as mortals." Yi Qingfeng was puzzled. "I heard that the birthday banquet is only one aspect. It seems that they are also discussing the Dragon Lake Sacred City competition." Ling Yu's status in the mysterious underworld sect was very low. She only knew about this news when she was doing odd jobs. However, she did not know much about it. Dragon Lake Sacred City competition. Yi Qingfeng's eyes lit up. He had a trace of interest. "Ling Yu, these 5,000-year-old spiritual herbs are for you. Cultivate well. I will come to see you in a few days." Yi Qingfeng left 5 precious 1,000-year-old spiritual herbs for Ling Yu and left her stone house. He went directly to the inner sect to inquire about the Dragon Lake Sacred City competition. Although it was Yi Qingfeng's first time in the inner sect of the mysterious underworld sect and did not know anyone, he still used more than 100 mid-grade soul crystals to inquire about the Dragon Lake Sacred City competition. The competition in the Western Continent's Dragon Lake Sacred City was the same as the competition in the Northern Spirit Domain's Ancient Sky City. It was the highest level of martial arts competition in each continent. Almost all the forces in the Western continent would send their genius disciples to participate. There was also a huge secret hidden in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City, and that was the mysterious Dragon Abyss. Legend had it that the Dragon Abyss was a dragon's lair, and a divine dragon had once appeared in it. However, no one knew if the legend was true, because the Dragon Abyss had not appeared for more than 100,000 years, and no one had ever entered the deepest part of the Dragon Abyss. Mo Fengyan, you made the Azure Ice Mountain conspire against the ancient Heavenly Palace in the ancient Sky City of my northern spiritual region, disrupting the order of my northern spiritual region. Should I also give you a big gift?" Yi Qingfeng's lips curled into a cold smile when he found out the truth of the Longyuan Sacred City. He was extremely interested in the upcoming Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. However, in order to participate in the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition, Yi Qingfeng had to obtain an identity. After pondering for a while, Yi Qingfeng decided to stay in the profound underworld sect for a while and find a way to obtain the qualification to represent the profound underworld sect in the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. After making his decision, Yi Qingfeng found the elder in charge of the daily affairs of the inner sect and gave him his inner sect identity token. After receiving some cultivation resources, he was assigned to a secluded cultivation courtyard. After arriving at his own cultivation courtyard, Yi Qingfeng immediately chose to go into seclusion. Although Yi Qingfeng was only one step away from breaking through to the rank 4 Defiant Beast King realm, he had used up all of his top-grade origin treasures. It would be difficult for him to take the final step and break through to the next realm in a short period of time. After pondering for a while, Yi Qingfeng decided to use the limited time to cultivate the 5th move of the 7 Swords of Judgment. He wanted to further increase his attack power and prepare for the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. The 7 Swords of Judgment was a mid-grade Dao skill that had been passed down in the spirit tribe for hundreds of millions of years. The requirements to cultivate it were extremely high. However, Yi Qinfeng's strength was comparable to an emperor. It was enough for him to cultivate the fifth move of the 7 swords of judgment, Heaven's Bane. With the help of the God-devouring brain, Yi Qinfeng's understanding of the fifth move of the 7 swords of judgment deepened. After a night of deduction, Yi Qinfeng had a basic understanding of the trajectory of the Heaven's Bane attack and the point of eruption of power. However, if he wanted to fully unleash the Heaven's Bane attack, he still needed to master it in the real world and cultivate it well. Whoosh! Yi Qinfeng's body flashed slightly. Like a ghost, he left the mysterious underworld sect and arrived at the mysterious underworld mountains again. He found a secluded valley and hid in it to cultivate the fifth move of the 7 swords of judgment, Heaven's Bane. Although Yi Qinfeng had laid down tens of thousands of array patterns in the valley and sealed the entire valley, the attack power of the Heaven's Bane was too terrifying. The Heaven's Bane power was constantly destroying the array patterns in the valley, causing the entire valley to tremble violently. Yi Qinfeng cultivated from dawn to night. His understanding of the fifth move of the 7 swords of judgment was getting deeper and deeper. He was getting more and more comfortable with it. Heaven Dao pattern, Sword Dao pattern, Thunder Dao pattern, and Fire Dao pattern fuse. Feeling that he had already grasped the true essence of the sky-shattering sword, Yi Qinfeng immediately fused the 4 great offensive Dao intents he had comprehended into the ruler armament. A shocking sword soared into the sky, directly tearing apart the dome of heaven. 7 swords of judgment, Heaven's Bane. As the sword slashed out, the boundless destructive power of the Heaven's Bane tore apart the sea of clouds in the sky and tore the firmament apart. The firmament was in chaos. As far as the eye could see, the sky seemed to have been completely torn apart by this sword. The terrifying spatial crack extended for thousands of feet. For a moment, the sky changed color, thunder roared, and divine might shook the heavens. Just as Yi Qinfeng erupted with his 4 great offensive Dao insights and slashed out the sky-shattering sword strike that shattered the heavens, in a mountain valley behind the profound underworld sect that had a picturesque scenery that was like spring all year round and seemed like a paradise, a woman who wore an emerald green dress scattered with flowers that outlined her voluptuous figure, enchanting and moved. Her sexy and plump lips revealed a myriad of flirtatious expressions at all times. She suddenly opened her charming eyes and revealed an expression of shock. What happened in the mysterious underworld mountains? Who broke into the back mountain of my mysterious underworld sect? The beautiful woman frowned as she looked into the distance. She could vaguely see a tiny spatial crack in the boundless firmament. This woman, who exuded a mature charm and looked like a peach, was the sect master of the mysterious underworld sect, Shui Yuro, a Class 5 defiant beast king. Swish! Sensing that something big had happened in the mysterious underworld mountains, Shui Yurua's body flashed as she summoned her soul wings and flew over at an extremely fast speed. However, when she arrived at the valley where Yi Qinfeng was cultivating the fifth move of the 7 swords of judgment, she could only see the crisscrossing sword scars left behind by the sword. She couldn't find any trace of Yi Qinfeng. Yurua, what exactly happened here? Who was here just now? Just as Shui Yuro was releasing her powerful soul power to search for clues in the valley, a charming old lady with slightly white hair appeared and asked in a low voice. She was wearing a Taoist robe with phoenix patterns on it, and her hair was slightly white. This old woman in a phoenix-patterned robe was Shui Yurua's master, the previous sect master of the mysterious underworld sect, Shui Honghen, a Class 5 defiant beast king. Master, I came late and didn't find that person. However, judging from the terrifying power left behind in the spatial crack, that person's attack power is extremely terrifying. I'm afraid that person is at the level of an emperor, Shui Yuro said in a serious tone. An emperor? Shui Honghen's expression changed as she whispered, Why would an emperor appear in my mysterious underworld sect? Maybe that person was just passing by and happened to be cultivating in my mysterious underworld sex territory, Shui Yuroa said softly. Sigh, I hope so. Shui Honghen sighed softly as her face was filled with worry. Since they couldn't find any clues, Shui Yuroa and Shui Honghen, who were worried, left together. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 518. Early in the morning, the mist drifted with the wind in the Xianming sect. The Xianming sect was decorated with lanterns and colored banners, making it look like a fairyland. The Palace Lord of the Illusion Destroyer Palace is here to congratulate you. A crisp voice broke the silence. Several huge, heavenly beasts flapped their huge wings, stirring up a hurricane as they flew into the Xianming sect. Haha, Sect Lord Shui, congratulations! The Palace Lord of the Illusion Destroyer Palace, Shangguanhong, who was wearing a dark, golden martial arts suit, jumped off the flying heavenly beast and walked to Shui Yuroa. He laughed and congratulated her. Thank you, Sect Lord Shangguan. Everyone, please come in. Shui Yuroa, who was wearing a bright red cheongsam embroidered with phoenix patterns, which outlined her plump and mature body, exuded a charming charm. She pursed her lips and answered with a smile. Then she personally led Shangguanhong and the others into the Xianming Hall, which was hung with bright red silk. Not long after the Illusion Destroyer Palace arrived, one of the three overlords of the Xianming County, Sect Lord Qi Tianshui, also came with his sect's genius experts to congratulate them. Congratulations, Sect Lord Shangguan. Judging from your aura, I'm afraid you will be able to break through to the Grade 6 Reverse Beast King realm in a few years. Qi Tianshui, the Sect Lord of the Sky Silkworm Ridge, who was wearing a brown martial arts suit, had a thin body, long black hair, and a black beard around his mouth. He gave off an unrestrained feeling. Sect Lord Qi, you are flattering me. Your aura is so much thicker than mine. I guess you will be able to take that difficult step before me. Shui Yuroa pursed her lips and smiled. She then led the Sky Silkworm Ridge to the Xianming Hall. After the arrival of the Illusion Destroyer Palace and Sky Silkworm Ridge's experts, some Grade 4 and Grade 5 sects in the Xianming County also came with generous gifts. Soon, the entire Xianming sect became unprecedentedly lively. Hearing the congratulations, Shui Yuroa did not feel happy at all. That mysterious martial emperor was like a thorn in Shui Yuroa's heart. She was full of anxiety and worry, afraid that something unexpected would happen. Wow, so many big shots came today. Look, that young man wearing a sky blue martial arts suit and holding a snakeskin longsword is Shangguan Haoqin, the #1 genius of Illusion Destroyer Palace, who is known as one of the 3 heroes of Black Abyss County, along with our senior brother. He has already reached the 2nd level of Beast King. He is Shangguan Haoqin. He is so handsome. I wonder what kind of girl is worthy of him. Although Shangguan Haoqin is strong, I think the #1 genius of Heavenly Silkworm Ridge, Ziyun, is stronger. I heard that Ziyun is 1 step away from becoming a 2nd level Beast King. He once killed a 4th level Beast King. Is this for real? A level 2 Defiant Beast King killed a level 4 Defiant Beast King? How terrifying is Ziyun's talent! The strength of such a peerless genius is not something we can imagine. I wonder if there will be a competition between the top geniuses at the sect leader's birthday banquet. According to past practice, there will definitely be a competition. I hope that eldest senior brother will be able to show disdain for all the heroes and strengthen the profound underworld sect's prestige. The inner sect disciples gathered outside the mysterious underworld sect. They looked at the top geniuses of the various forces and whispered to each other. Their eyes were filled with envy and yearning. Birthday banquet competition. Yi Chenfeng, who was standing in an inconspicuous corner with Ling Yu, heard the discussions of the disciples. His eyebrows rose slightly and he smiled. As the experts of the various forces arrived, the banquet began. During the banquet, Shui Youruo, Shang Guanhong, and Qi Tianshui were constantly communicating through sound transmission. They were discussing the martial arts competition that was about to begin. After 3 rounds of drinking, the atmosphere of the banquet reached its peak. The competition between the geniuses of the various forces began. In order to promote the foundation of their sects and display their strength, the geniuses of the various forces went up to compete. They used all their skills and fiercely fought, winning the cheers of the entire hall. Sea River Palace's Jiang Wusong wins. A tall and straight young man wearing a dark blue martial arts suit and holding a silver spear with 1 foot in the reverse Beast King realm defeated his opponent with an overwhelming advantage and won the battle. How powerful! This Jiang Wusong actually won 5 rounds in a row. It seems that other than the top geniuses of the 3 great sects, no one else is a match for him. That's right. Looking at how relaxed Jiang Wusong is, he probably still has some strength left. With the talent he displayed, he's definitely going to break through to the defiant Beast King realm. The Sea River Palace is going to be proud now. Looking at the arrogant smile on Jiang Wusong's face, the top prodigies of the 3 major sects didn't care at all. The number 1 prodigy of the mysterious underworld sect, Shui Mozong, had a faint smile on his face. He took a sip of tea and said to the young man beside him, who was tall and sturdy and had explosive muscles, "Ziqi, you will represent the mysterious underworld sect to meet the prodigies of the major sections." "Yes, senior apprentice brother." The burly man held a pair of huge hammers that were at least 5,000 kilograms in weight. With a single leap, he crossed 100 meters and landed on the martial stage like a moving mountain. "Look, the mysterious underworld sect's genius disciple has arrived. Jing Ziki. He's ranked 3rd in the mysterious underworld sect. I heard his talent is extraordinary. He once used his own strength to kill a 1st-rank defiant Beast King. Another genius with the ability to kill enemies above his level. I wonder if Jiang Wusong can block Jing Ziki's attacks." Seeing Jing Ziki enter the arena, the noisy arena suddenly exploded, and the atmosphere was unprecedentedly enthusiastic. "If you can block 3 of my hammers, it'll count as your win," Jing Ziki said domineeringly as he raised his heavy hammer high and pointed at Jiang Wusong, who had just won 3 matches in a row. As soon as Jing Ziki's voice fell, it caused 1,000 ripples and caused an uproar. That was especially true of the Sea River Palace's master. His face was ashen, and his eyes were filled with ruthlessness. "All right, I hope you won't regret this." The arrogant Jiang Wusong was infuriated. A huge scorpion appeared on his body, emitting a blinding golden light. "Overturn rivers and seas," Jiang Wusong roared, pouring his soul power into the silver spear in his hand. It transformed into a silver flood dragon, roaring like the sea as it attacked Jing Ziki. Break! Facing Jiang Wusong's terrifying spear, Jing Ziki did not dodge. A powerful sound wave erupted from his mouth, and his strength rose steadily. Soon, it reached a strength of 1,000,000 kilograms. At the same time, he smashed down with his heavy hammer. Bang! Bang! After being hit by Jing Ziki's 2 heavy hammers, Jiang Wusong's overturning the seas and rivers spear was broken. The powerful force passed through the silver spear and into Jiang Wusong's arms, causing his arms to go numb. The blood in his body roiled violently and his whole body was pushed back. "It's over." After forcing back Jing Ziki followed up with another attack. His body was like a meteor as he smashed into Jiang Wusong. Boom! Jiang Wusong's body trembled. His silver spear was sent flying by Jing Ziki's all-out attack. As for him, he was sent flying out of the martial stage. 2 moves. Jiang Wusong, who just won 5 rounds in a row, was defeated by Jing Ziki in 2 moves. The geniuses of the 3 great sects really are terrifying. Witnessing this scene, almost all the rank 4 and rank 5 sect geniuses were shocked and exclaimed in surprise. Who else wants to fight? Jing Ziki raised his 10,000-pound hammer high in the air and looked around, arrogantly calling out in a despotic manner. Humph, what a boorish fellow. Wearing a purple robe, Ziyun's eyes were half closed. He gave off an unfathomable feeling. He sneered and revealed a trace of ridicule. Seeing Ziyun's disdainful expression, a beautiful woman with a full figure, fair skin, and dressed in a dark green martial arts suit slowly stood up. Like a green butterfly, she flew across the sky and landed in front of Jing Ziki. Mobile reading site. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click the save button at the bottom to record this book. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 519. Brother Ziki, why don't you let me exchange a few moves with you? The pretty girl in green pursed her lips and smiled. She looked at Jing Ziki, who was a head taller than her, and spoke with a pleasant voice. Okay, then let me experience the heavenly silkworm ridge's abilities. Although the green-clothed woman in front of him seemed harmless, Jing Ziki felt a strong sense of danger from her body. He put away his contempt, and his face showed a trace of dignified expression. Senior Sister Hua Yu, do your best. Senior Sister Hua Yu, win for sure. Looking at the girl in green on the stage, the Heavenly Silkworm Ridge disciples were all excited and shouted at the top of their lungs. The disciples of the profound underworld sect were also cheering for Jing Ziki. Their cheers blended together with the noise and reverberated in the air, creating a deafening sound. Brother Ziki, be careful. Hua, you reminded him. A pair of low-grade heaven-tier gloves made of ice silk appeared on her hands. A powerful physical pressure was emitted from her body. Feeling the shocking power from Hua Yu's body, Jing Ziki frowned and revealed a shocked expression. From the aura Hua Yu emitted, he had a feeling that Hua Yu's physical strength had surpassed his. This made him reveal a look of disbelief. Whoosh! An ear-piercing sound rang out. Hua Yu's body turned into an afterimage and closed in on Jing Ziki. She sent out 8 punches that emitted traces of cold qi at his strong body. Jing Ziki immediately reacted to the 8 cold qi punches from Hua Yu. He used his heavy hammers to receive them. Bang! 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 When the 2 powerful attacks collided, a large amount of energy halo surged in the air. Hua Yu looked petite, but her physical strength was not weaker than Jing Ziki's. In addition, the cold qi punches she just sent out were one of his killing moves. They were extremely destructive. In a head-on clash, Hua Yu had a certain advantage and was able to slightly restrain Jing Ziki's attacks. After a round of fierce attacks, Hua Yu followed up with another attack. Her punches became more and more powerful and domineering. She completely suppressed Jing Ziki's attacks and forced him to retreat. Yes, the power of a bloodline. Sect Master Qi, if I'm not wrong, Hua Yu should have a mutated bloodline. Seeing that Jing Ziki's attack was completely suppressed, Shui Yorua revealed a grave expression. She glanced at Qi Tianxue, who was smiling beside her, and asked in a low voice, Patriarch Shui, you're right. Hua Yu has the blood of the heavenly ape. Even though she's only a half-step beast king, her strength is comparable to a second-level beast king. Qi Tianxue nodded and said proudly, Damn it, how can she be so strong? Jing Ziki's arms were numb from Hua Yu's ferocious attacks. Seeing that he had retreated to the edge of the arena, Jing Ziki gritted his teeth and fused with his spiritual beast to the greatest extent, stimulating his strongest potential, trying to turn the situation around. Heavenly Silkworm, 5 styles. While Jing Ziki was fighting with his life on the line, Hua, you quickly unleashed the heavenly silkworm ridge's ultimate heavenly skill that had been passed down for tens of thousands of years. 5 golden silkworm shadows appeared around her body, turning into 5 shocking fist lights that tore through space. With a series of explosions, they struck towards Jing Ziki's hammers. Not good. The moment Hua Yu unleashed the heavenly silkworm 5 moves, Jing Ziki smelled a thick sense of danger, and his face changed drastically. Boom! 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 5 explosions rang out, and Jing Ziki spat out blood. His body trembled as he was sent flying. At this moment, Jing Ziki felt as if 5 mountains had crashed into his body rapidly. He couldn't hold on anymore, and his body's defenses were shattered. He fell out of the arena and lost the match. So strong! The geniuses of the 3 major sects are indeed not on the same level as us. Their strength is too terrifying. It seems like the first and second personal disciples of the mystic underworld sect are about to enter the arena. If they can't suppress everyone, the mystic underworld sect will lose face this time. Let me deal with her. The second personal disciple of the mystic underworld sect, Chao Yun, was holding a dragon-patterned battle saber. His golden hair was fluttering in the wind, and he was a first-level beast king. Chao Yun, that Hua Yu is not simple. Remember not to underestimate her, or you might lose. The first personal disciple of the mystic underworld sect, Shui Mozong, transmitted a message with a serious expression. He felt a trace of pressure from today's situation. Don't worry, first senior brother. I will definitely defeat her. After speaking, Chao Yun summoned his soul wings and flew into the air, showing off. He landed on the arena. Senior brother Chao Yun, when we fight later, you have to go easy on me. Hua Yu blinked her big eyes at Chao Yun, revealing 2 cute dimples as she spoke with a relaxed expression. Cut the crap. Eat my saber. Chao Yun didn't go easy on her. He held his dragon-patterned battle saber and slashed at Hua Yu. The terrifying saber aura directly split the air, and it was dazzling. Roar! A terrifying beast roar came from Hua Yu's body. She activated her spiritual beast bloodline, and her delicate body flew into the air with shocking, destructive power. She faced the dragon-patterned saber light head-on in the air. Kacha! Hua Yu's body erupted with shocking power and broke the dragon-patterned saber light. Next, she used the sky silkworm 5 moves and punched 5 times in the air at Chao Yun. The terrifying fist aura made Chao Yun's expression change slightly, and he had no choice but to dodge. Ice Dao pattern. The moment Chao Yun dodged, Hua Yu quickly landed on the ground and used her killing move. An extremely sharp ice Dao pattern flew out of her body and attacked Chao Yun at a speed that was hard to see with the naked eye. PFFF. Chao Yun's defense was broken by the ice Dao pattern, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. Half of his body was frozen, and he directly fell out of the arena and lost the battle. Ice Dao pattern. Shui Yorua's expression turned extremely ugly. She never expected Hua Yu's strength to be so terrifying. Not only did she have a variant bloodline, but her physical strength was also comparable to a second-rank defiant beast king. She even comprehended the ice Dao pattern. How can this be? Second senior brother also lost. When did the sky silkworm ridge become so strong? We can only rely on first senior brother. I hope he can turn the tide and suppress the illusion destroyer palace and the sky silkworm ridge's geniuses. Otherwise, our Stygian underworld sect's reputation will be ruined. The Stygian underworld sect's disciples couldn't believe what had just happened. They were like defeated roosters, listless and dispirited. Mo sang, it's up to you. You can only win, not lose. Shui Yurua took a deep breath and transmitted a message to her proudest disciple, the Stygian underworld sect's #1 genius and a second-rank defiant beast king, Shui Mozong. She gave him a death order. Yes, Shui Mozong nodded and leaped onto the arena. He looked at Hua Yu, who had defeated 2 geniuses of the Stygian underworld sect in succession. Junior sister, if you're tired, why don't you switch places with me? The Heavenly Silkworm Ridge's #1 genius, Ziyun, who was also a second-rank Defiant Beast King, looked at Shui Mozong with high battle intent. No need. I want to play a little more. Hua Yu shook her head and said fearlessly, Play. I'll make you pay for that word. Shui Mozong said with a gloomy expression. Flames burned in his heart, and his body emitted a powerful aura that was like a mountain pressing down on Hua Yu's delicate body. Buzz! There was an ear-piercing sword sound. Shui Mozong, whose aura had soared to the limit, held a low-grade heaven artifact Heaven Sword and launched a fierce attack at Hua Yu. The tide-like attacks were getting stronger and stronger, trying to suppress Hua Yu. Facing Shui Mozong's fierce attacks, Hua Yu didn't retreat. Instead, she activated her spiritual beast bloodline and went all out. For a moment, the entire arena was filled with sword lights and fist forces. There were continuous explosions in the air. It can't be. Eldest senior brother is so strong, but he can't defeat her in one move. The Heavenly Silkworm Ridge is so powerful. This is bad. If this situation continues, even if eldest senior brother wins, he won't be able to withstand the more dangerous battles later. Seeing the changes in the situation, the Stygian underworld sect's disciples were completely disappointed by Hua Yu's strength. Sword-type Dao pattern. After his relentless attacks failed, Shui Mozong used his ultimate move. A sword-type Dao pattern flew out like a bolt of lightning and shot towards Hua Yu. Ice-type Dao pattern. The moment Shui Mozong used his Dao intent, Hua Yu didn't give in and also used her Dao intent to attack. For a moment, the battle between the two became fiercer and fiercer. They used all kinds of techniques, which made many 4th grade and 5th grade factions genius disciples exclaim in joy. On the other hand, the Stygian underworld sect side was so quiet that it was a little stifling. The development of the situation was completely beyond their expectations. The Heavenly Silkworm Ridge had stolen the limelight. Bang! The two fought fiercely for more than an hour. Shui Mozong finally seized the opportunity when Hua Yu was severely exhausted and her reaction was slow. He broke through her defenses and defeated her. Although Hua Yu lost the battle in the end, Shui Mozong, who was severely exhausted, couldn't withstand the following battles. This put the Stygian underworld sect in an awkward position. Mobile reading site. Book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click Save at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 5:20. Sect Mistress Shui. Shui Mozong is severely exhausted. I'm afraid he won't be able to support himself for the rest of the competition. Is there any other disciple from the mysterious underworld sect? If not, let's end the competition here. Qi Tianshui, who was overflowing with pride, took a sip of green tea and looked at Shui Yoroa, who was frowning with a gloomy expression. Shui Yoroa's face turned even uglier when she heard Qi Tianshui's suggestion. If she gave up the competition, it would definitely affect the reputation of the mysterious underworld sect. She would also become the laughingstock of all the major forces in the future. However, if she allowed Shui Mozong to continue, the outcome would be the same. With Shui Mozong's current condition, he was definitely no match for Shangguan Haoqin, the eldest disciple of the Illusion Destroyer Palace, and Ziyin, the eldest disciple of the Sky Silkworm Ridge. Once he was severely injured during the competition, it might affect his performance in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City Martial Arts competition. At the thought of this, Shui Yoroa sighed helplessly in her heart and decided to end the competition in advance. However, at this moment, a deep voice broke the stifling atmosphere and reverberated in the arena. Sect Mistress, why don't I give it a try? As he spoke, a tall and straight man wearing a white martial arts suit walked out of the crowd, exuding a confident aura. With a leap, he landed gracefully on the martial arts field. This white-clothed disciple was none other than Yi Qinfeng, who was controlling the illusion Dao pattern and had transformed into Su Mingwei's appearance. If he could display his prowess in this birthday competition and turn the tide, restoring the reputation of the mysterious underworld sect, he would definitely become famous in one battle and obtain the right to represent the mysterious underworld sect in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City martial arts competition. Su Mingwei, stop fooling around. Get out of the arena now. An outer sect elder of the mysterious underworld sect scolded loudly when he saw Su Mingwei recklessly participating in the competition. His face turned gloomy instantly. If Su Mingwei was defeated by the disciples of the two major forces in one move, the mysterious underworld sect would definitely become the laughingstock of all the major forces. This was an outcome that they did not wish to see. At this moment, many elders of the mysterious underworld sect wished they could slap Su Mingwei away to prevent him from embarrassing himself. Haha, this junior's courage is commendable. His boldness alone is much better than the others. Although the relationship between the Illusion Palace and the profound underworld sect seemed to be harmonious, they were actually secretly competing with each other. The Illusion Palace master did not waste this opportunity to attack the profound underworld sect and laughed loudly. Shangguan too, go and spar with this junior brother. Yes, sect master. Although Shangguan too was extremely reluctant, he still stood up and summoned his soul wings that emitted a faint red light. He slowly flew to the arena. A level 1 Mystic Beast sect versus a level 1 Defiant Beast King. Seeing such a huge difference in strength, many people could tell that Illusion Palace was deliberately humiliating the mystic underworld sect and making them lose face. Grand Elder, who is that white-clothed disciple? Shui Yorua asked the first elder, who was beside her, through voice transmission. She had a gloomy expression on her face. That disciple seems to be called Su Mingwei. He won first place in the outer disciple competition not long ago. He just entered the inner disciple competition not long ago. The great elder, whose expression was also ugly, transmitted a message to Su Mingwei. After this banquet, I don't want to see him anymore. A murderous intent flashed in Shui Yurua's eyes as she said coldly, Yes. The great elder of the mystic underworld sect nodded. In his heart, he had already sentenced Yi Qinfeng to death. Make your move. If you can hurt any part of my body, you win. Shangguan too, who was wearing a green martial arts suit with his long black hair draped over his shoulders, had a fierce aura. He placed his hands behind his back and looked at Yi Qinfeng coldly. He was deliberately mocking him. One move. As long as you can block one move of mine, you win. Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile and pointed a finger at Shangguan too as he spoke arrogantly. Wow. The moment Yi Qinfeng finished his words, the entire arena was in an uproar. Pairs of shocked, stunned, and mocking eyes were cast at him. Many people even thought that they had heard wrongly. Hearing Yi Qinfeng's domineering voice and seeing the confident smile on his face, Shui Yorua raised her eyebrows. Inexplicably, the mysterious expert who had appeared in the mystic underworld sect appeared in her mind. Ha ha ha, kid, I find that you are really naive and cute. Shangguan too laughed as if he had heard the funniest joke in the world. He said, Okay, I will stand here and not move. Let's see how you are going to defeat me in one move. Then open your eyes wide and watch. Yi Qinfeng's lips curled up slightly. All the muscles and bones in his body vibrated. A powerful force erupted from his body like a volcanic eruption and filled the air, making Shangguan too feel suffocated. Bang! A thunderous sound came from under Yi Qinfeng's feet. Like a bolt of lightning, Yi Qinfeng suddenly appeared in front of Shangguan too, who sensed danger and whose expression changed drastically. Without any fancy moves, Yi Qinfeng threw a punch at Shangguan Tu's chest. Although Yi Qinfeng didn't use any soul skill in this punch, his punch was filled with 4,000,000 kilograms of force, which was completely out of Shangguan Tu's tolerance range. Not good. Shangguan Tu never dreamed that Yi Qinfeng, who was only a first-rank profound beast ancestor, would be able to throw out such a powerful punch. He decisively channeled the soul power in his body and poured it into his arms, overlapping his palms in front of his chest to meet this punch head-on. When the fist and palm collided, 4,000,000 kilograms of force exploded. The powerful force was like a roaring tide, shattering Shangguan Tu's attack and surging into his body through his arms. Crack! Shangguan Tu couldn't withstand Yi Qinfeng's punch. His arms were directly broken, and his body suffered a heavy blow. He spat out a mouthful of blood and fell out of the arena, losing the match. Witnessing the scene before them, the previously noisy martial arena became completely silent. The eyes of the disciples of the various great powers became sluggish and terrified. They couldn't imagine that Yi Qinfeng, who was only a first-rank profound beast ancestor, could actually defeat Shangguan Tu, who was a first-rank reverse beast king, with one punch. Not to mention seeing such a shocking scene. They had never even heard of it. It could be said that the scene just now was beyond their comprehension. It made them feel like they were in a dream. He won. The profound underworld sect's first elder, who had already sentenced Yi Qinfeng to death in his heart, opened his eyes wide. He looked at Yi Qinfeng as if he was looking at a monster. Maybe this Su Mingwei is really related to that mysterious emperor-level powerhouse. After witnessing Yi Qinfeng's shocking strength, Shui Yurua's eyes revealed a sharp light, revealing a complicated expression. Although Yi Qinfeng's appearance had saved the profound underworld sect from an awkward situation, Shui Yurua didn't know the true purpose and scheme of that emperor. Her heart was filled with worry. First Elder, I want all the information on that Su Mingwei. Shui Yurua, who was deep in thought, transmitted a message to the First Elder. Also, don't let anyone know about this matter. Yes, leave it to me. The First Elder nodded and immediately took out his communication pearl. He sent a message to a few of his trusted aides outside, asking them to secretly gather information. Next, with his hands behind his back, Yi Qinfeng stood in the middle of the arena like a steel spear and said arrogantly, "The palace master of the illusion vanquishing palace, Shangguanhong, was so angry that his face turned green and his body trembled. What an interesting guy. Let me have a go at you. Shangguan Haoqin, the first disciple of the illusion vanquishing palace, one of the 3 heroes of the Black Underworld County, and a second-rank reverse beast king, slowly stood up and jumped into the arena. The aura emitted from his body turned into a divine spear, piercing through the air and pointing at Yi Qinfeng. Please check the address of the latest book. Swordsman website. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 521. Yi Qinfeng wasn't affected by Shangguan Haoqin's scattered aura. As his energy burst out, Shangguan Haoqin's scattered aura was shattered. Shangguan Haoqin frowned slightly and whispered, "You concealed your strength." "You are very smart." It was already shocking that a Grade 1 Mystic Beast Grandmaster could defeat a Grade 1 Reverse Beast King. If Yi Qinfeng defeated Shangguan Haoqin, who was a Grade 2 Reverse Beast King, it might cause unnecessary trouble and arouse suspicion. After pondering for a while, Yi Qinfeng's cultivation level rose steadily. Soon, he reached Grade 6 Mystic Beast Grandmaster. Rays of dazzling golden light were emitted from his body. "So you really concealed your strength." Shangguan Haoqin sneered when he felt Yi Qinfeng's sudden increase in strength. His heart calmed down a lot. How is this possible? That Su Mingwei actually concealed his strength so deeply. The mystic underworld sect's grand elders' turbid eyes were filled with disbelief. He couldn't imagine that he couldn't accurately sense Su Mingwei's true cultivation level with his grade for reverse Beast King strength. It seems like this Su Mingwei is really related to that Emperor-level expert. However, that Emperor-level expert's strength and foundation should be able to teach him well. Why did he let him stay in my mystic underworld sect and willingly become an outer sect disciple? What is he scheming? Shui Yurua was vexed as she pondered in her mind. Today, I will let you know how big the gap between us is. Shangguan Haoqin wasn't affected at all. A golden eagle appeared on his body and screeched at Yi Qinfeng. Phantom steps. Shangguan Haoqin's feet flashed, and his entire body turned blurry. He drew an afterimage in the martial arena and instantly appeared in front of Yi Qinfeng. The low-grade heaven artifact sword in his hand trembled as he stabbed out 36 times, attacking all the major acupoints on Yi Qinfeng's body. Shangguan Haoqin's instantaneous attack was as fast as lightning. It was too much for the eyes to take in. Many disciples who weren't strong enough couldn't catch the trajectory of the 36 sword attacks. However, these 36 sword attacks were full of loopholes in front of Yi Qinfeng. They posed no threat at all. Chi, chi, chi. Ear-piercing sounds rang out. Yi Qinfeng quickly pointed out 6 fingers. 6 finger lights that contained a force of 1,000,000 jin pierced through the air like meteors and pierced into the 36 sword attacks. They hit the weak points of the 36 sword attacks and disintegrated Shangguan Haoqin's attack. What? Shangguan Haoqin didn't underestimate its attack. He no longer underestimated him. He reacted quickly's reaction. His istus body reacted. SSSSS. Attacks. Was ha 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 ha. S's attack. Was he TSSS as he was S. Yi Qinfeng shouted loudly. He used the profound underworld sect's legacy fist technique, the low-grade heaven skill, the profound underworld exploding fist. As for this underworld explosive fist, Yi Qinfeng had obtained it from Su Mingwei. He had only spent one night to cultivate the underworld explosive fist to the great accomplishment stage, mastering it thoroughly. Boom! The profound underworld exploding fists, which contained a force of 2,000,000 jin, smashed into the whirlpool of sword attacks. It landed accurately on Shangguan Haoqin's chest. It broke through his body's defense and sent him flying. A large amount of blood spurted out from his mouth. So powerful. Not only did Su Mingwei dodge all of Shangguan Haoqin's attacks, he even managed to injure him. That's right. I didn't expect our profound underworld sect to have such an expert. If he can defeat Shangguan Haoqin, he will become famous. What are you all standing there for? Hurry up and cheer for senior brother Su. Very soon, the profound underworld sect's disciples, who were like frosted eggplants, pulled themselves together and cheered for Yi Qinfeng at the top of their lungs. Sect Mistress Shui, is he really a disciple of your profound underworld sect? Shangguan Hong, the palace master of the Illusion Destroyer Palace, was no longer as calm as before. His face turned gloomy. He turned to look at Shui Yurua, who was emitting a fatal temptation, and questioned. Su Mingwei is an inner sect disciple of our Western Devil sect. If Palace Master Shangguan doesn't believe me, you can send someone to investigate. Shui Yurua smiled faintly and said softly, I will find out his identity. Shangguan Hong didn't expect things to turn out this way. He felt like he had shot himself in the foot. Good. I have underestimated you. It seems like I have to be serious. Shangguan Haoqin wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. He quickly got up from the ground and burned his spiritual beast's bloodline to increase his strength. Illusion Destroyer 9 Swords. After increasing his strength to the limit, Shangguan Haoqin didn't hold back anymore. He executed his strongest move. An illusory sword light shot out and slashed at Yi Qinfeng. Interesting. This sword is actually filled with sword Dao patterns and illusion Dao patterns. Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul spirit perception easily saw through the 9 sword of disillusionment. He disregarded the influence of the illusion Dao pattern and dodged the sword with a slight flash. Shangguan Haoqin didn't expect the 9 swords of illusion destroyer to fail to confuse Yi Qinfeng's soul spirit and slow down his reaction. His expression changed slightly. He continued to execute the 9 swords of illusion destroyer. He slashed out illusory sword lights filled with sword Dao patterns and illusion Dao patterns toward Yi Qinfeng. 3 swords of illusion destroyer. 5 swords of illusion destroyer. 7 swords of illusion destroyer. In order to defeat Yi Qinfeng, Shangguan Haoqin kept increasing the power of the 9 swords of illusion destroyer. He forcibly condensed illusory sword lights. The crisscrossing sword lights shrouded the void and split the air. The sword intent was suffocating. The disciples of the Stygian sect were worried for Yi Qinfeng. However, Yi Qinfeng, who was at the center of the attack, was calm. If not for the fact that he didn't want to expose too much of his strength, Yi Qinfeng could defeat Shangguan Haoqin with just one move. However, even if Shangguan Haoqin deliberately concealed his strength, the 9 swords of illusion destroyer couldn't hurt Yi Qinfeng at all. Yi Qinfeng was like a gust of wind. He kept dodging and looking for a chance to counterattack. 8 swords of illusion destroyer. All of his attacks were dodged by Yi Qinfeng. Shangguan Haoqin, who had consumed a lot of energy, made up his mind. He burned his qi and blood at all costs and forcibly performed his most powerful attack. In an instant, 8 illusory sword lights appeared. They crisscrossed and enveloped the space above Yi Qinfeng's head and slashed down with an astonishing destructive force. Nether Explosion Fist. 8 illusory sword auras crisscrossed and chopped down. Yi Qinfeng, who could not dodge, raised his strength to 2.5 million jin. He continuously sent out 5 underworld explosion fist auras, bombarding the intersection point of the 8 illusory sword auras. Boom! 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 5 consecutive explosions sounded. The 2.5 million gene force of the nether explosion fist lights blasted open the intersection point of the 8 illusory sword lights, creating a huge gap. Whoosh! Yi Qinfeng seized this fleeting opportunity and jumped out of the attack range of the 8 swords of illusion destroyer. He approached Shangguan Haoqin, who had consumed a lot of energy. Seeing that Yi Qinfeng had broken through the 8 swords of illusion destroyer, Shangguan Haoqin's expression changed. He quickly condensed his soul wings and flew into the void. However, the moment he dodged into the void, Yi Qinfeng grabbed his ankle and controlled his body. Then, Yi Qinfeng burst out with a shocking strength that exceeded his body's tolerance. He grabbed his ankle and smashed him to the ground. Boom! The deafening sound of the collision was heard. The powerful impact directly smashed the hard fighting ring. A lot of blood flowed out of Shangguan Haoqin's head. Next, Yi Qinfeng kicked Shangguan Haoqin, who was seriously injured and bleeding, out of the fighting ring. He looked around at the dumbfounded eyes and said arrogantly, "Please check the address of the latest book. Swordsman website. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button below to record this reading record. You can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support." Chapter 5:22. Haoqin. Seeing his son being kicked out of the arena by Yi Qinfeng, Shangguan Hong was enraged. He was like an enraged lion glaring at Yi Qinfeng. He wanted nothing more than to eat him alive. Interesting. I didn't expect the mysterious underworld sect to have such an expert. Ziyin, whose eyes were half closed and half opened, witnessed the scene of Yi Qinfeng defeating Shangguan Haoqin. Rays of light shot out from his deep eyes, and a raging fighting spirit ignited in his body. Ziyin, do you want to fight him? Sensing the battle intent bursting out from Ziyun, Heavenly Silkworm Ridge Master Qi Tianxue frowned and asked. Although Yi Qinfeng's cultivation wasn't as high as Ziyun's and he wasn't famous, the scene of him defeating Shangguan Haoqin was too shocking. Qi Tianxue was amazed. Yes, I have the confidence to defeat him. Ziyin slowly stood up and said proudly, All right, since you have already made up your mind, I won't persuade you. However, this mysterious underworld sex disciple is not ordinary. You must not be careless. Otherwise, you will end up like Shangguan Haoqin. He is worth me using my full strength. As he spoke, Ziyin, who was the most powerful of the Black Nether County's 3 heroes, flapped his soul wings and flew onto the arena. I won't bully you. I will give you 2 hours to recover. After 2 hours, we will begin the battle. Ziyin, who was wearing a purple cloud-patterned martial robe, had his hands behind his back. He looked at Yi Qinfeng and said without a trace of emotion, I didn't consume much energy in the previous 2 battles. Let's fight directly. There is no need to rest. Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile and said calmly, PFFF, Shangguan Haoqin, who had consumed a heaven-class spirit pellet to heal himself, was so angry when he heard Yi Qinfeng's words that he spat out a mouthful of blood. His blood-red eyes were filled with hostility. Shangguan Hong was also angered by Yi Qinfeng's disdainful words. If they weren't in the mysterious underworld sect, he would have lost control of his temper and taught Yi Qinfeng a lesson. Haha, in that case, let's begin. Ziyin laughed arrogantly. A powerful aura emanated from his body, causing his long hair to dance in the wind. He looked like a god of death. Sky Silkworm Transformation. Ziyun immediately used his trump card. A giant silkworm appeared around his body. When he fused with the silkworm, his bloodline power was fully activated. His body grew larger, and he reached the 3rd level of Defiant Beast King. Transformation. Yi Qinfeng was surprised. He was shocked that the Sky Silkworm Ridge had such a transformation technique. Heavenly Silkworm, 5 styles. After using the Heavenly Silkworm transformation and becoming a rank 3 Reverse Beast King, Ziyin, who was 2 meters tall, attacked Yi Qinfeng fiercely. 5 heavenly silkworms appeared on his body and turned into 5 handprints, smashing towards Yi Qinfeng. Heavenly Wolf Sword. As the Sky Silkworm 5 styles attacked, the Cosmos Ring on Yi Qinfeng's finger flashed, and a top-grade Earth-grade weapon with a wolf head engraved on its body appeared in his hand. Dozens of sharp sword lights were shot out, attacking the 5 silkworm silhouettes in a row, fending off the attack of the purple cloud movement. Saber Dao pattern slash. 2 saber Dao patterns emerged from Ziyun's body and turned into a giant saber that was several meters long. It slashed towards Yi Qinfeng. Ziyun actually comprehended 2 saber Dao patterns. With the Heavenly Silkworm transformation, the title of number 1 in the Black Underworld County is definitely his. That's right. There is no suspense in this match. Ziyun is going to win for sure. After witnessing Ziyun's moves, many people were convinced. They no longer thought highly of Yi Qinfeng. Break for me. Yi Qinfeng's pupils constricted. A sharp sword light soared into the air, disappearing in a flash as it struck the huge saber that was descending. Kacha! The 2 attacks collided and shattered at the same time. The saber light and sword shadows intertwined, causing the spatial zone to become chaotic. Sword Dao pattern. This Su Mingwei actually comprehended 2 major Sword Dao patterns. How did he do it? The mystic underworld sex patriarch widened his eyes and mouth, revealing an expression of disbelief. He didn't dare to imagine that Su Mingwei, who didn't reveal his true strength, had hidden it so deeply. Not only did he have shocking strength, but his perception was also terrifying. He comprehended 2 major sword Dao patterns at the mystic underworld sex patriarch realm. Sect patriarch, there is definitely something wrong with this Su Mingwei. After the banquet, should we take him down? The Grand Elder transmitted a message to Shui Yoroa, who was deep in thought, asking for her opinion. Grand Elder, you only need to investigate him secretly. Leave the rest to me. Remember not to make a move on him casually. Shui Yoroa instructed sternly. Yes. Hearing the concern in Shui Yoroa's voice, the Grand Elder frowned slightly as he sensed something was wrong. 2 sword Dao patterns. You have surprised me more and more. However, this will not change the outcome. As he spoke, a low-grade heaven artifact, Purple Battle Saber, appeared in Zi Yun's hand. His aura changed again. He is so powerful. I have not seen him for a few years. How did he become so powerful? The mystic underworld sect's first disciple, Shui Mozong, looked at Zi Yun with a grave expression. He could sense a strong sense of danger from Zi Yun's unparalleled aura. A sense of defeat arose in his heart. Roaming Dragon, Overlord Saber. Zi Yun flew up into the sky. Streaks of overbearing saber light that whistled like dragons descended from the sky and slashed towards Yi Qinfeng with shocking, destructive power. The power of the roaming dragon Overlord Saber that Zi Yun executed was extremely terrifying. It was almost invincible among those of the same cultivation realm. However, Yi Qinfeng was an expert comparable to an emperor. Under the cover of his powerful soul spirit, he easily saw through the attack trajectory and weak points of the roaming dragon Overlord Saber. His entire body turned into afterimages as he dodged the roaming dragon Overlord Saber. He thrust out a sharp sword light and interrupted Zi Yun's continuous attack. Subsequently, Yi Qinfeng used his arm as a sword and his hand as a blade. He slashed across the sky. 2 sword Dao patterns flew out and turned into a sword light that was several feet long. It slashed toward Zi Yun, whose expression changed slightly. Zi Yun didn't expect that Yi Qinfeng would be able to seize the initiative. He changed his move decisively. He brandished his purple battle saber and fought fiercely with Yi Qinfeng. For a moment, the saber light and sword shadows covered the entire martial arena. The sky was filled with sword qi and saber qi. The entire martial arena was riddled with holes and shattered into pieces. Yi Qinfeng and Zi Yun fought fiercely for the time it took for a stick of incense to burn. When neither of them could do anything to the other, for long, snake-like, black vines suddenly drilled out of Zi Yun's body and wrapped around Yi Qinfeng. Spirit vine. This Zi Yun actually subdued a spirit vine. This match should be a foregone conclusion. Spirit vines were the same as spirit water, spirit fire, and spirit thunder. They were all rare spirit items in the world. Once subdued, they would be a great help. It's over. After summoning the spirit vine to wrap around Yi Qinfeng unexpectedly, Zi Yun revealed a proud expression. He gripped his purple battle saber tightly and was about to execute the extremely powerful roaming dragon Overlord Saber to end the match. However, at this moment, Yi Qinfeng's eyes shot out illusion, Dao intent, and poured into Zi Yun's eyes. It instantly confused Zi Yun's consciousness. In the next moment, Yi Qinfeng poured 3 million pounds of force into the Skywolf sword. With a flick of his finger, the sword shot out at an extremely fast speed towards Zi Yun's chest. PFFF. Zi Yun's defense was broken through. The Skywolf sword brushed past his chest like a hot knife through butter and left a deep wound on his chest. Zi Yun, is there a need for us to continue this match? Yi Qinfeng looked at Zi Yun, who was widening his eyes and clutching his chest that was bleeding nonstop, and asked in a low voice, I lost. Zi Yin, who had a gloomy expression, raised his head and looked at Yi Qinfeng. He didn't dare to believe that after he used his final trump card and had the absolute advantage, Yi Qinfeng actually turned the situation around and defeated him. Moreover, if Yi Qinfeng didn't show mercy, Ziyun's heart might have been pierced through. At that time, even if he didn't die, he would become a cripple. Helpless, Ziyun could only admit defeat and hand over the position of the #1 expert of the younger generation in Black Nether County. Please check the address of the latest book. Chivalry Network. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 5:23. Lost. Zi Yin, who has subdued the spiritual vine and has the ability to transform, lost. Su Mingwei is too monstrous. Yes. Who would have thought that a monstrous talent like him would appear at the sect master's birthday banquet? Looks like he will replace senior brother Shui and become the first disciple of mysterious underworld sect. Witnessing the scene of Yi Qinfeng defeating Zi Yin, the entire mysterious underworld sect was immersed in a sea of joy. Deafening cheers and screams could be heard incessantly. The atmosphere was unprecedentedly lively. Hearing the discussions, the first disciple of mysterious underworld sect, Shui Mozong, clenched his fists tightly. His eyes were filled with ruthlessness as he muttered in his heart, Su Mingwei, no one can shake my position. I will let you know that strength is only one aspect. Background is the most important. Sect Master Shui, you have hidden your strength well. I didn't expect your mysterious underworld sect to have such a genius. With his performance today, it is highly possible for him to enter the top 10 in the Dragon Lake Sacred City Martial Arts competition. At that time, the entire mysterious underworld county will benefit from his glory. Qi Tianxue, the lord of Sky Silkworm Ridge, did not expect Ziyun to lose. He sighed helplessly in his heart, but did not show it on his face. Mingwei's realm is still too low. It will be difficult for him to enter the top 10 in the Dragon Lake Sacred City Martial Arts competition. However, there is a spiritual creature in the depths of mysterious underworld mountain. If our 3 sects can work together to capture it and refine it into a spiritual elixir, it will definitely increase the overall strength of our younger generation. Shui Yorua smiled charmingly and said softly, What spiritual creature? Qi Tianxue and Shang Guanhong's eyes lit up as they looked at the charming Shui Yorua. A tree demon that is comparable to a level 5 or 6 Defiant Beast King expert. The tree demon's tree heart is a first-class spiritual creature in the world. Even an emperor-level expert would be envious of it. This is also the main reason why I invited the 2 of you here. Shui Yorua transmitted her voice to them. The tree demon's heart. After knowing that there was a tree demon in the depths of mysterious underworld mountain, Qi Tianxue and Shang Guanhong's depression was swept away. If they could kill the tree demon and obtain the tree demon's heart, even they would benefit from it. All right, everyone, be quiet. Shui Yorua stood up slowly and said in a pleasant voice, This competition ends here. Su Mingwei, you have performed well today. Come to my cultivation place tonight. I will reward you alone. Thank you, Sect Master. After Yi Qinfeng softly expressed his gratitude, he leaped down from the arena under the gazes of many people. He walked to the side of Lingyu, whose face was flushed with excitement, and left with her in advance. Boss, wasn't your performance just now a little too amazing? Aren't you afraid of being suspected? The Chaos Divine Beast's voice rang out in Yi Qinfeng's mind. The more stunning my performance is, the more the profound underworld sect won't dare to touch me. Yi Qinfeng smiled and replied mysteriously, Why is that? Asked the chaos divine beast. This Su Mingwei usually doesn't reveal his strength. Suddenly, he emerged as a new force to be reckoned with. If you were in his shoes, what would you think? Would you think that Su Mingwei had obtained a great opportunity, or that there was a mysterious expert behind him? Before they know my background, they will not casually touch me. Moreover, the Dragon Abyss Sacred City Martial Arts competition is very important to every sect in the Western continent. Therefore, after seeing my powerful combat strength, they might take a risk and let me represent the profound underworld sect. However, this is just my assumption. Only God knows if things will go according to my plan. If there is really an accident in the end, it will be fine. At most, I will take control of the entire profound underworld sect. Yi Qinfeng sent a voice transmission overbearingly. That is true. With your strength, it will be easy for you to take control of a small, rank 6 sect. After hearing Yi Qinfeng's voice transmission, the Chaos Divine Beast was no longer worried. He continued to absorb the primal chaos energy from the primal chaos divine wood powder to recover from his injuries. Yi Qinfeng went to the small house where the spirit fish lived. He placed down several restrictions in the house and sealed the entire house. Big brother Qinfeng, you are so strong. You actually beat so many geniuses. If only I had half of your strength. The fish was still very excited as he thought about the scene earlier. The genius soul battle continent is too big. Those people are geniuses in the profound underworld county, but they are nothing outside of it. By the way, spirit fish, I won't be able to stay in the profound underworld sect for too long. When I leave, are you willing to come with me? Yi Qinfeng smiled. Brother Qinfeng, why do you keep asking me to come with you? The intelligent spirit fish blinked its big watery eyes as it looked at Yi Qinfeng and asked intentionally. Spirit fish, I won't hide it from you. Yi Qinfeng pondered for a moment and decided to tell her the truth. Your physique is very special. Once it awakens, you will have a terrifying power. I need you as a helper, so I want you to come with me. Brother Qinfeng, I didn't think you would know the secret of my special physique. The spirit fish wasn't surprised at all. Instead, she smiled. What? You know you have a special physique? Yi Qinfeng was a bit surprised. Yes, I know a little, but I haven't told anyone. The spirit fish nodded. Spirit fish, since you know about your special physique, you should also know that your bloodline has yet to awaken. If you are willing to come with me, I will do my best to help you awaken your bloodline. I will treat you like a little sister. Yi Qinfeng nodded and promised. I believe in you, Brother Qinfeng. When you leave the profound underworld sect, I will come with you. The spirit fish took a deep breath and made up her mind. Okay. The spirit fish finally agreed. Yi Qinfeng let out a long sigh of relief and revealed a faint smile. He took out a few precious 1,000-year-old spiritual herbs from his Qinquan ring and gave them to the spirit fish. He then sat down cross-legged and adjusted his breath. He was going to meet Shui Yuruo when the sky turned dark. Soon, the sun set in the west, and the sky gradually darkened. Yi Qinfeng left the stone house where the spirit fish lived and went to Shui Yuruo's courtyard alone. What a beautiful scenery! Yi Qinfeng stepped into the dark night and arrived at the depths of the profound underworld sect. There was a courtyard beside a quiet lake that seemed to be cut off from the rest of the world. When he looked at the scenery around the courtyard through the bright moonlight, he couldn't help but sigh emotionally. Splash! Suddenly, a faintly discernible sound of splashing water entered his ears. Following the source of the sound, he looked towards the quiet lakeside, and his entire person was suddenly stunned. Under the moonlight, a woman with fair skin, a slender figure, and long legs was facing him with her back. She was gently splashing the cold lake water and washing her smooth body leisurely. Her curvaceous figure, slender waist, exaggerated curve of her buttocks, and seductive legs were like poison under the moonlight. She attracted Yi Qinfeng's attention deeply. How could it be? Why is someone bathing here? Please check the address of the latest book. Chivalry Webu can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 5:24. Why is there someone taking a bath here? Looking at such an alluring scene, Yi Chen-feng had a strange feeling in his heart. His breathing became heavy, but his eyes were filled with vigilance. He did not approach her immediately. Splash! The sound of flowing water could be heard. The woman in the bath shook her wet head gently. Under Yi Chen-feng's gaze, she turned around slowly. Just as Yi Chen-feng was about to see her plump body and perky twin peaks, a vague shadow appeared behind Yi Chen-feng eerily. The shadow struck out an array talisman that was filled with powerful soul energy and imprinted it on Yi Chen-feng's head. The moment this mysterious shadow appeared, Yi Chen-feng's powerful soul energy sensed it. However, he did not dodge. Instead, he allowed the soul array talisman to imprint on his head. It formed thousands of strands of soul energy and drilled into his head, forming a powerful soul imprint. When the woman in the bath saw that her sneak attack had succeeded and that Yi Chen-feng's soul had been successfully imprinted with a soul imprint, she revealed a charming smile. A long robe as white as silk appeared out of thin air, covering her alluring body. Looking at the charming woman who was walking out of the lake slowly with bare feet, Yi Chen-feng immediately recognized that she was none other than the sect master of the mysterious underworld sect, Shui Yoro. The person who sneaked an attack on him and used the soul array talisman to control his soul was the supreme elder of the mysterious underworld sect, Shui Yoro's master, Shui Honghen. The reason why Shui Yoro sacrificed her body to attract Yi Chen-feng was that she was afraid that Yi Chen-feng's soul energy would be too strong. If she failed to imprint the soul imprint on him, it would cause unnecessary trouble. Therefore, she came up with this plan to disturb his mind. It turns out to be a trap. However, Yi Chen-feng did not care about the soul imprint in his mind. With the powerful devouring power of the God-Eater brain, he only needed a thought to break the soul imprint. Sect Master, what are you doing? Yi Chen-feng pretended to be frightened when he saw Shui Yuro, who was wearing a tulle gown and had a faintly discernible figure and exuded a mature charm, walking over slowly with a burst of fragrance. Su Mingwei, don't be nervous. We don't have any bad intentions. I just have a few important things to ask you. If you answer me honestly, not only will I not hurt you, I will even give you some benefits. Shui Yurua's rosy lips curled up slightly as she spoke in a pleasant voice. Sect Master, what do you want to ask? Yi Chen-feng pretended to be calm as he asked, Who is your master? Why is he hiding near my profound underworld sect? As Yi Chen-feng's soul had been imprinted with an imprint, Shui Yurua no longer had any concerns. She went straight to the point. Master. Yi Chen-feng frowned slightly and deliberately revealed a trace of surprise. You don't have to hide it. We already know that you have a combat beast emperor as your master. Moreover, we don't have any bad intentions towards you. We just want to know why he kept you in my profound underworld sect. If you answer us honestly, I promise not to hurt you. Shui Honghen, who was wearing a Taoist robe with phoenix patterns, said slowly. Well, since you already know, I will tell you. Yi Chen-feng pondered for a while and suddenly raised his head. He looked into Shui Yurua's charming eyes and said, 3 years ago, I went out by chance and saved a person. That person imparted me a lot of superpowers. He is the combat beast emperor that you mentioned. Yi Chen-feng's mind was spinning rapidly as he fabricated a groundless master. Who is that combat beast emperor? Why did he keep you in my profound underworld sect? While Yi Chen-feng was talking, Shui Honghen kept sensing the soul imprint and did not find anything unusual. She completely believed his words and continued to ask. I also don't know the true identity of my master. However, he said that we will only be master and disciple for 3 years. After 3 years, he will leave. If I can't break through to the combat beast emperor realm in my lifetime, he will never acknowledge me as his disciple. Yi Chenfeng continued to make up a story casually. 3 years of master and disciple? Shui Yurua's eyes lit up and continued to ask, how long is it before the deadline of 3 years? A few days ago, the 3-year period was up. My master has already left. However, before he left, he asked me to participate in the Longyuan Sacred City Martial Arts competition. He said that I have a chance to enter the top 10 in the Longyuan Sacred City. Yi Chenfeng said. He left? Shui Yurua and Shui Honghen looked at each other and saw the joy in each other's eyes. Shui Yurua said, Su Mingwei, you should know how precious the quota for the Longyuan Sacred City Martial Arts competition is. If you really want to participate, you can. However, to avoid any accidents, we can't remove the soul imprint in your mind. Then, how can I remove the soul imprint in my mind? I don't want to be controlled by someone for the rest of my life. Yi Chenfeng asked with some resistance. If you want to remove the soul imprint, you have 2 choices. You can either leave my profound underworld sect forever, or be loyal to us and be a disciple of my profound underworld sect for life. Shui Yurua said, I choose to stay in the profound underworld sect. Yi Chenfeng said without hesitation. All right, Su Mingwei, as long as you are loyal to our Xianming sect, we promise to provide you with the best cultivation resources. If you break through to the combat beast emperor realm one day, I will immediately give up my position and let you be the sect leader of the Xianming sect. Shui Yorua revealed a mesmerizing smile and made an extremely tempting promise. Thank you, sect leader. Su Mingwei will not disappoint sect leader and grand elder. Yi Chenfeng purposely revealed a look of infatuation and patted his chest as he promised. He. Su Mingwei, are you willing to share the supreme inheritance that your master passed down to me? If you are willing, I can give you some benefits. Because of the soul mark, Shui Yurua believed Yi Chenfeng's words without a doubt. She gave a series of crisp smiles, and her faintly discernible peaks undulated up and down. She asked in a somewhat licentious manner. Her charming posture made people's imagination run wild. This, Yi Chenfeng gulped and said hesitantly, Su Mingwei, do you want to break through to the level 1 reverse beast king realm before the martial arts competition? Do you want to enter my profound underworld cave and receive the supreme inheritance of my profound underworld sect? Looking at Yi Chenfeng's hesitation, Shui Yorua, who was very interested in his inheritance, tempted him. Sect leader, can you really help me break through to the level 1 reverse beast king realm in a short time? Yi Chenfeng's eyes lit up as he asked excitedly, A terrifying tree demon has appeared in the territory of my profound underworld sect. I used the birthday banquet as an excuse to invite the sect leaders of the Illusion, Destroyer Palace, and Sky Silkworm Ridge to come. I want to gather the strength of the 2 forces to kill that tree demon and obtain its tree heart. As long as we can obtain the tree demon's tree heart and some spiritual items, we will have a high chance of refining a furnace of supreme grade heavenly pills. The profound underworld cave is the biggest secret of my profound underworld sect. Only direct disciples can enter. If you are willing to share with us the inheritance that the senior passed on to you, you will definitely get one when the supreme grade heavenly pills are refined. I will also allow you to enter the profound underworld cave and receive the inheritance of the profound underworld cave, Shui Yurua said with a bright smile. All right, I am willing to share the supreme inheritance that my master passed on to me with sect leader and supreme elder. Although Yi Chenfeng was not interested in the so-called supreme grade heavenly pill, He was very interested in the mysterious underworld cave. In order to successfully obtain the right to enter the Longyuan Sacred City Martial Competition, he took out 2 jade scrolls from his Qian Qin ring. One of the jade slips recorded the supreme grade, heavenly skill, Tai sword skill. The other jade slip recorded the cultivation method of the first 3 stages of the 6 meridians divine shield realm. When the soul power released by Shui Yura seeped into the 2 jade slips handed over by Yi Qinfeng, she was immediately deeply attracted by the mysterious inheritance. She was so excited that an intoxicating blush appeared on her cheeks. Sect leader, supreme elder, if there is nothing else, I will take my leave. Yi Qinfeng looked at Shui Yura, who was so excited that she could not control herself, and said softly, "All right, Su Mingwei, cultivate well. I will personally bring you to the profound underworld cave in a few days." Shui Yura kept the 2 jade slips as if she had obtained a treasure. The more she looked at Su Mingwei, the more pleasing he was to her eyes. "Thank you, sect leader." After finishing his words, Yi Qinfeng did not stay any longer and disappeared into the night. Please check the address of the latest book, Swordsman Network. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 525. Tree Demon? How could I forget about it? Yi Qinfeng sneered and muttered to himself as he left Shui Yurua's courtyard in the dark night. Although he was not interested in the tree demon's heart, the tree demon's heart that had been nurtured for tens of thousands of years was very important to the spiritual fish. In order to awaken the bloodline inheritance of the spiritual fish, Yi Qinfeng was ready to snatch the tree demon's heart for the spiritual fish. The first rays of the morning sun shone in the east. The veil of the dark sky was removed and a brand new day had arrived. Early in the morning, Shui Yurua, Shui Honghen, Shangguan Hong, and Qi Tianshui, who were in a good mood, entered the Yuming Mountains with the experts of their respective sects to search for the powerful tree demon in the depths of the mountains. Not long after they left the Xianming sect, a blurry shadow also left the sect quietly. The blurry shadow that followed Shui Yurua and the others was Yi Qinfeng. The tree demon is very cunning, smart, and powerful. If we want to trap it, we have to work together and set up an inescapable net. Shui Yurua, who had failed several times to capture the tree demon, advised the group as they went deep into the lush Yuming Mountains with towering ancient trees. Sect Master Shui, what do you want us to do? We will do our best to cooperate with you. In order to capture the tree demon successfully, Qi Tianshui and the others were surprisingly cooperative. According to our investigation, we will be close to the valley where the tree demon resides after we climb over the mountain in front and travel for more than 2 hours. At that time, my master, Sect Master Shangguan, and Sect Master Qi will enter the valley to capture the tree demon. The others will block the 2 exits of the valley. If we fail to capture the tree demon, we will try our best to stop it. Otherwise, once it escapes, it will be difficult to find it again. Shui Yurua said slowly. As she walked, she discussed the plan to capture the tree demon with the others. Soon, Shui Yurua and the others came to a long and narrow valley where the tree demon resided. When the experts of the 3 sects were lying in ambush at the 2 exits of the valley, Shui Yurua and the others broke into the valley. The plan is good. However, I am afraid that the 4 of you are no match for the tree demon. Yi Qinfeng retracted his aura and hid in the crown of a tree that was dozens of meters tall outside the valley. He released his powerful soul to cover the entire valley and locked onto the tree demon that had been scared away by the chaos divine wood. From the Trent's aura, Yi Qinfeng found that its strength had surpassed that of a Class 6 Beast King and was close to the level of a half-step Beast Emperor. It was not something that the 4 Class 5 Beast Kings, including Shui, Yuro, could deal with. What a terrifying Yao Qi. That tree demon is right in front of us. Everyone be careful. Shui, Yuro, and the other 3 advanced cautiously for 1 incense stick's worth of time. When they arrived at the depths of the valley, they sensed a powerful demonic aura coming from the valley. The demonic aura was so strong that it fluctuated the air, making the 4 of them feel suffocated. Sect Master Shui, is that tree demon really only a 6th rank Defiant Beast King? Shang Guanhong, who felt the pressure, revealed a grave expression. He sent a voice projection to Shui Yuro, who was at the side. Master, and I have fought with the tree demon several times in the past 10 years. We can confirm that its strength is only a 6th rank Defiant Beast King, Shui Yuro confirmed. But she did not know that the tree demon, which had devoured a large amount of martial artist's blood essence, had just completed a transformation. Its strength had already surpassed that of a 6th rank Defiant Beast King. But the demonic aura of a 6th rank Defiant Beast King is so terrifying. Qi Tianxue also sensed that something was wrong. He frowned tightly, and a trace of uneasiness grew in his heart. Lowly humans, I didn't expect that you would still dare to come and seek death. Just as Shui Yuro and the other 3 were slowly approaching the tree demon, a ferocious and ruthless voice suddenly rang out from the depths of the valley. The powerful demonic aura surged out like an avalanche, shrouding the void and dyeing the blue void into a black color. No, this tree demon's strength is definitely above that of a 6th rank Defiant Beast King. Looking at the demonic aura that filled the sky and feeling the terrifying aura of the tree demon, Shui, Yuro, and the other 3 were shocked. Panic filled their eyes. Just as the 4 were about to make a prompt decision to retreat from the valley, the tree demon, which was exuding a towering demonic aura, rushed out like a black hurricane and intercepted them. Haha, 4 human experts of the 5th rank Defiant Beast King realm. After devouring your blood essence, my strength will definitely improve further. Sensing the strength of Shui Yuro and the other 3, an old face appeared on the tree demon's thick trunk and let out a ferocious laugh. Thousands of roots, which were as hard as spears, broke through the hard ground and formed a huge tree root prison, enveloping Shui Yuro and the other 3 who were shocked. Oh no, this tree demon's strength has probably reached that of a half-step beast emperor. It is not something that we can contend with. Don't get caught up in the battle. Try your best to break out. Shui Honghen, who was the strongest among the 4, was shocked when he sensed the tree demon's strength after its transformation. He quickly took out the most precious treasure of the Xianming sect, the heavenly treasure, Xianming stone. He spat 2 mouthfuls of blood essence into the Xianming stone and urged the Xianming stone to attack with all its strength, forcibly tearing apart the tree root prison. Shui, Yuro, Shang Guanhong, and Qi Tianxue did not hesitate either. They all took out their strongest weapons and unleashed their most powerful killing moves to attack the tree root prison. Lowly humans, stop your pointless struggle. With your strength, you won't be able to break out of my tree root prison. The tree demon let out a ferocious voice. A large number of tough roots counterattacked fiercely like long snakes, entangling Shui, Yuro, Shui Honghen, and the others. Heavenly silkworm transformation. After attacking for a long time without any results, Qi Tianxue decisively performed a secret super skill. His strong body instantly expanded and his cultivation level reached that of a 6th rank Defiant Beast King. Roaming Dragon Overlord Saber. Qi Tianxue roared. His soul power and Tao were infused into the middle-grade Heaven Artifact Battle Saber. Saber radiance that looked like swimming dragons carried astonishing, destructive power. It shattered a large number of tree roots and slashed on the tree root prison. The overbearing saber intent tore apart layers of tree roots and broke a hole in the tree root prison. Xianming Stone attack. After Qi Tianshui broke a hole in the tree root prison, Shui Honghen continued to spit blood essence into the Xianming Stone. He controlled the Xianming Stone to grow bigger and bigger. Like a meteorite, it crashed into the holes that were closing up and tore the tree root prison again. Let's go! After the tree root prison was torn apart by the Xianming Stone, Shui Yorua and the others did not waste this excellent opportunity. They all burst out and wanted to break out of the tree root prison. Right at this moment, the tree demon suddenly appeared outside the hole. The old face that appeared on the tree trunk let out a roar that pierced through clouds and cracked rocks. It attacked Shui Yorua and the others like a tidal wave. PFFF! PFFF! Facing the roar attack released by the tree demon, Shui Yorua and the others trembled. A large amount of blood spurted out from their mouths. They were sent flying into the prison. Demonic aura refinement. The next moment, the tree demon released a horrifying black demonic aura that surged into the tree root prison. It spun high and forcibly refined Shui Yorua and the others. It wanted to refine them to death. Qi and blood combustion. Spiritual beast bloodline burn. With their lives hanging by a thread, Shui Yorua and the others used their last trump card and went all out. They endured the refinement of the black demonic aura and crazily attacked the tree root prison. Just when Shui Yorua and the others were in danger and could not extricate themselves, Yi Qinfeng appeared in the valley like a ghost. Please check the address of the latest book update. Chivalry website. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading site. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the bookmark at the bottom to record this reading record. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 5:26. What should we do? This tree demon is too powerful. We might be trapped here until we die. Shui Yorua did not expect that the seemingly foolproof plan would have an accident. The four of them were in a desperate situation, and their minds were in a mess. Everyone, stop hiding your trump cards. If we delay any longer, we will all die here. Qi Tianshui, who had expended a lot of his soul power, shouted. Several precious offensive array talismans appeared around his body and attacked the tree root prison. Qi Tianshui used his offensive array talismans, and Shui Yorua and the other two also took out a large number of offensive array talismans and attacked with all their might. Boom! 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 As the offensive array talismans exploded, the destructive force kept tearing apart the layers of the tree root prison, blasting away the black demonic aura. Tree root entanglement. Seeing that the tree root prison was being blasted apart by the offensive array patterns, a large number of python-like tree roots wrapped around Shui Yorua and the other three, wanting to bind them. Break. As the black tree roots wrapped around their bodies, Shui Yorua and the other three unleashed their powerful soul power, forcibly tearing apart the black tree roots. However, when they used their strength to tear apart the black tree roots, the tree root prison, which had been blasted apart by the offensive array patterns, was repaired once again, trapping them in the tree root prison. After failing multiple times, Shui Yorua and the other three were draining more and more of their energy. A large amount of black demonic aura entered their bodies through their pores, eating away at their bodies and weakening their strength. Damn it, are we really going to die here? Shang Guanhong said unwillingly. Everyone, help me activate the Xianming Rock. We can only rely on the Xianming Rock to break out now. Shui Honghen controlled the Xianming Rock to revolve above his head, dissolving the black demonic aura. He said to Shang Guanhong and the other two who were panting and exhausted. All right, Shang Guanhong and the other two did not have a choice. They spat out mouthfuls of essence blood and fused it with the Xianming Rock, slowly activating the Xianming Rock's strongest offensive power. After fusing with Shui Hong Hen, Shangguan Hong, and the other three's essence blood, the Xianming rock shone with an illusory demonic light, dissolving the surging black demonic aura. Xianming rock break. The pale-faced Shui Hong Hen roared. He controlled the Xianming rock, which was completely activated, to smash into the tree root prison. Qi, qi. Under the most powerful impact of the Xianming stone, a large number of roots were shattered, turning into fragments that drifted into the air. The tree root prison lasted for 5 breaths of time before it was finally broken by the profound underworld stone's fierce attacks. Let's go. As soon as the gap appeared, Shui, Yorua, and the other 3, who had consumed a lot of energy, took a deep breath. They burned their energy and blood to increase their speed and flew toward the gap. Lowly human, leave your life behind. The tree demon let out a strange cry and wanted to continue blocking them, sealing off their escape route. Look, however, at this moment, a strong sense of danger appeared and locked onto the tree demon, causing it to feel extremely uneasy and its movements to become slightly sluggish. Whoosh! Whoosh! A series of ear-piercing sounds rang out as Shui, Yorua, and the other 3 seized this rare opportunity and successfully flew out of the gap in the prison, breaking out of the encirclement. Tree demon, give me your tree heart and I'll let you go. Shui, Yorua, and the other 3 had just escaped when an arrogant and domineering voice rang in their ears. It was an order that could not be disobeyed. Hearing the domineering voice, Shui, Yorua, and the other 3 immediately looked over. However, when they saw a man wearing a black martial Dao suit and a silver mask walking over slowly, their hearts turned cold. Rank 3 Reverse Beast King. This person is here to die. Shui, Yorua, and the other 3 looked at each other and did not dare to stay any longer. They wanted to break out of the encirclement quickly. If you want my tree heart, exchange it with your life. Although the tree demon would not die without the tree heart, it would lose tens of thousands of years of cultivation without the tree heart. This was something that it would not allow. Roar! The tree demon let out a ferocious roar as its lush treetop shook violently and released a black, demonic aura that swept toward Yi Qinfeng. 5 million kilograms of force break. Yi Qinfeng suddenly took a step forward as the energy from the spirit pearls in his 4 acupoints surged wildly into Yi Qinfeng's right arm. When he punched out, the space in front of Yi Qinfeng started to distort. The powerful punch directly crushed the black, demonic aura, preventing it from getting close. What terrifying power! This person is really a rank 3 Defiant Beast King. The 4 people who were about to leave felt the destructive power erupting from Yi Qinfeng's fist and revealed a look of disbelief. The way they looked at Yi Qinfeng changed greatly. Swish! Swish! After the demonic aura attack failed, the tree demon continued to attack. A large number of black roots broke through the ground and attacked Yi Qinfeng. Black flame, heavenly fire, ancient extreme, heavenly lightning, break. Thousands of snake-like black roots attacked. Black flame, heavenly fire, and ancient extreme, heavenly lightning spewed out from Yi Qinfeng's body, burning and destroying the black roots and injuring the tree demon. Heavenly fire, heavenly lightning. Where did this person come from? He actually managed to subdue 2 heavenly items. Feeling the destructive power of the black flame, heavenly fire, and ancient extreme, heavenly lightning, Shui, Yorua, and the others were completely stunned. For a moment, they forgot to break out of the encirclement as they watched the shocking scene in awe. Roar! Roar! A large number of tree roots were burned by the black flame, heavenly fire, and shattered by the ancient extreme, heavenly lightning. The severely injured tree demon went berserk as its old face let out a world-shattering roar as it attacked Yi Qinfeng. Divine demon bloodline, burn! Divine demon body. Facing the sound wave attack released by the tree demon, Yi Qinfeng did not hesitate to ignite his demonic god bloodline. He continuously grew stronger and stronger, transforming into an extremely terrifying demonic god body. A power that could shock the heavens and earth leaked out from his body. Boom! The rolling sound waves blasted onto Yi Qinfeng's divine demon body, creating thousands of ripples and shattering large patches of air. The tree demon's sound waves were extremely terrifying, but after transforming into his divine demon body, Yi Qinfeng was comparable to a supreme-grade heaven artifact and could easily withstand the sound waves. Bang! Yi Qinfeng's body was filled with 20 million Jin of force as he crushed the rolling sound waves. Under the dazed gaze of Shui Yuruo and the others, Yi Qinfeng approached the tree demon at an extremely fast speed. The fist that was filled with 20 million Jin of force smashed onto the tree demon's sturdy trunk. The powerful force caused cracks to appear on the trunk. Strong, too strong. Even an Emperor-level expert's strength is only SOSO. That's right. I have never seen such a terrifying reverse Beast King expert. Today is really an eye-opener for me. Witnessing the scene of Yi Qinfeng shattering the tree demon's trunk with one punch, a trace of shock that came from the deepest part of their soul occupied their hearts. It gave them a surreal feeling. Since you are not willing to give me the tree core, I will send you into the wheel of reincarnation. As Yi Qinfeng spoke, he inserted both his hands into the tree demon's sturdy trunk. With 20 million Jin of force, the terrifying force tore the thick trunk apart and tore the tree demon that was comparable to a half-step Emperor-level expert into two halves, revealing the precious tree core. Black flame, heavenly fire, shatter. After tearing the tree demon apart in the most tyrannical manner, Yi Qinfeng immediately controlled the black flame, heavenly fire to burn the tree demon that had devoured a large amount of martial artist's blood into ashes. He then sealed the heart of the tree demon that was beating slowly. After killing the tree demon, Yi Qinfeng's sharp eyes swept over Shui Yuruo and the others who were like frightened birds. He summoned his soul wings and flew away in the void under their respectful gazes. Please check the address of the latest book. Swordsman website. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 5:27. Terrifying. This is too terrifying. How could such a terrifying expert appear in the mysterious underworld sex territory? Looking at Yi Qinfeng's departing figure, Shui Yuruo, who was completely shocked by his strength, stood rooted to the ground and did not dare to move. She wiped the cold sweat on her forehead and spoke with lingering fear. Such an expert is not someone we can predict. Let's hurry up and leave. Shang Guanhong, who was riddled with injuries, did not want to stay here any longer. She urged them in a low voice. All right, let's go. After speaking, Shui Yuruo and the other three left quickly. They brought along the sex experts who were lying in ambush outside and rushed to the mysterious underworld sect. While they were rushing to the mysterious underworld sect, Yi Qinfeng, who was flying at an extremely fast speed, had already reached the mysterious underworld sect. He controlled the illusory Dao intent and transformed into Su Mingwei's appearance again. He arrived outside the stone house where the spirit fish was cultivating. Yes, she is not in the house. When he arrived outside the stone house, Yi Qinfeng did not sense the spirit fish's aura. He frowned slightly. His soul spirit radiated out from his mind and kept extending into the distance. Soon, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul spirit sensed the spirit fish's location and rushed over. Spirit fish, how dare you eat the spirit herbs in the spirit medicine room? Do you believe that I will cripple you? A fat old man with a sharp and mean face glared at the spirit fish, who had lowered her head and was trembling with fear. She was holding a stalk of spirit herb tightly in her small hands. Elder Chu, I know I was wrong. I beg you to spare me this time. The spirit fish, whose face was pale and without a trace of blood, was very afraid of Elder Chu, who was in charge of all chores. You know your mistake. Do you think that's enough? Elder Chu narrowed his small eyes and shot out a vicious look. He kept thinking of ways to punish the spirit fish. Then what do you want? My sister is not someone you can punish. A cold voice sounded. Yi Chin Fong, whose face was gloomy, walked over slowly with heavy steps. Su Mingwei, hearing that someone dared to reprimand him. Elder Chu was just about to throw a tantrum when he realized that the person who was slowly walking over was actually Su Mingwei, the person who had made a name for himself during the birthday banquet competition. He had suppressed the genius of Illusion Destroyer Palace, Heavenly Silkworm Ridge, and obtained the title of #1 among the younger generation in dark Nether County. His curses were stuck in his throat, and his entire face turned red. Although he was an elder of the profound underworld sect, his status was the lowest among the elders. He could not be compared to Su Mingwei, who was in the limelight and had a bright future ahead of him. Therefore, he did not dare to offend him. Young Master Su, what brings you here today? Why do you have the time to visit me? Elder Chu seemed to have changed into a different person. He revealed a charming smile and asked humbly, Scram! Yi Chin Fong didn't waste any time with him. He immediately struck out with his palm, which landed on Elder Chu's chest. The terrifying force of the palm broke several of Elder Chu's ribs and sent him flying. He flew nearly 100 meters before crashing heavily onto the ground. Ling Yu is my little sister. If I find out who dares to bully her again, I will take his life. Yi Chin Fong coldly glanced at Elder Chu, who was vomiting blood and crawling up from the ground while apologizing profusely. Then he coldly warned him and left with the spirit fish. Big Brother Ching Fong, you are really amazing. You aren't even afraid of Elder Chu. Ling Yu looked at Yi Chin Fong with admiration and said gratefully, If we weren't in the profound underworld sect and he dared to bully you, I would have killed him long ago. Yi Chin Fong intimately rubbed Ling Yu's head and said, Come, let's go to my place. I have a gift for you. As he spoke, Yi Chin Fong brought the spirit fish to the courtyard where he lived and opened the restriction formation in the courtyard. 100 crystal, primordial, chaos diagram. After the formation rune restriction was activated, Yi Chin Fong summoned an array diagram that enveloped him and Ling Yu. He took out the tree demon's heart that he had just obtained from killing the tree demon. Big Brother Ching Fong, this is... Sensing the terrifying spiritual energy in the tree demon's heart, Ling Yu's beautiful eyes widened in shock. This is the tree demon's heart that chased after you previously. I went out to kill it just now and took the tree demon's heart for you. Yi Chin Fong nodded and said, Big Brother Ching Fong, you want to give this tree demon's heart to me? Ling Yu knew the value of the tree demon's heart and asked Yi Chin Fong in disbelief. Yes, this tree demon's heart is my gift to you. However, you must not mention this to anyone. Yi Chin Fong nodded and said, All right, don't be in a daze. Quickly consume this tree demon's heart to prevent it from losing too much spiritual energy. Big Brother Cheng Fong, thank you. You are so good to me. Ling Yu looked gratefully at Yi Chin Fong and said sweetly. She had completely approved of him in her heart. Crunch, crunch. Ling Yu opened her cute little mouth slightly and ate the extremely hard tree demon's heart with relish. Soon, she swallowed the entire tree demon's heart into her stomach. After eating the entire tree demon's heart, Ling Yu's chubby cheeks immediately flushed red. Her eyes also revealed a blurry look as if she would fall asleep at any moment. However, in the next moment, Yi Chin Feng's powerful soul spirit felt a powerful energy slowly awakening in Ling Yu's body. This energy was so strong that even Yi Chin Fong was speechless. Bloodline power. This little girl has swallowed an entire tree demon's heart. The energy in her body has finally reached saturation and she is beginning to awaken her bloodline power. I wonder how many bloodlines she will awaken this time. The chaos divine beast appeared and looked at Lingyu, who had her head lowered and had fallen into a deep sleep. The spirit energy in the mysterious underworld sect is too thin. I'd better let Lingyu awaken her bloodline in the universe mirror. As Yi Qinfeng spoke, he summoned the universe mirror that was constantly being refined by the flames of life. He controlled the universe mirror to keep the sleeping Lingyu inside. Just as Lingyu was awakening her bloodline in the universe mirror that was rich in spirit energy, Shui, Yorua, and the rest, who were covered in injuries, returned empty-handed. When they arrived at the mysterious underworld sect, the Illusion Destruction Palace, and the Sky Silkworm Ridge's experts did not stay for long. Under the lead of the injured Shang Guanhong and Qi Tianshui, they immediately left the mysterious underworld sect on flying beasts. Soon, the entire mysterious underworld sect regained its peace. During the battle with the tree demon, Shui, Yorua, and Shui Honghen had burned their blood essence and exhausted their bodies. They were severely injured. When the experts from the Illusion Destruction Palace and the Sky Silkworm Ridge left, they immediately went into seclusion to recuperate. Without their disturbance, Yi Qinfeng was happy to be free. He stayed in the courtyard and fully activated the flames of life to refine the universe mirror while waiting for the bloodline inheritance in Ling Yu's body to awaken. Days passed. On the 8th day, Yi Qinfeng felt a strong aura awakening through the universe mirror. A huge divine ape appeared on Ling Yu's body. It pounded its chest with its fists and roared into the sky, causing the heaven and earth to change. It's a success. Ling Yu has awakened the bloodline of the golden-eyed divine ape. Feeling the bloodline power in Ling Yu's body getting stronger and stronger, Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile. After about 30 minutes, the divine ape in Ling Yu's body disappeared. As for Ling Yu, who had awakened the bloodline of the golden-eyed divine ape, her strength was also fixed at level 1 Defiant Beast King. Please check the address of the latest book, Swordsman Network. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website, book address. To make it easier for you to read the book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 528. Ling Yu, congratulations. You have finally awakened your bloodline inheritance. With a thought, Yi Qinfeng sent the awakened spirit fish out of the heaven and earth mirror. Then he revealed a doting smile as he looked at her. Big brother Qingfeng, thank you. If it wasn't for your help, I don't know when I would have been able to awaken my bloodline inheritance. The Ling Yu thanked him from the bottom of her heart. Ling Yu, now that you have awakened your bloodline inheritance, you should have inherited your memories. Do you know what the other bloodline inheritance in your body is other than the golden-eyed divine ape bloodline? Yi Qinfeng asked curiously. Ah, there is a second bloodline inheritance in my body? Why don't I know about it? The Ling Yu was a little shocked. Yes, if my senses are not wrong, there is a second bloodline inheritance hidden in your body. However, that bloodline is a little mysterious. I can't recognize it. Yi Qinfeng nodded. That's right. Ling Yu, do you know about your background? I don't know. I was picked up by Master. I lived in the Xianming sect since I was young. When I was 7, Master met with an accident and died outside. The Ling Yu told Yi Qinfeng about her tragic childhood. Hearing the Ling Yu's similar childhood, Yi Qinfeng's heart was filled with pity. He gently patted her head and said, "Let bygones be bygones. Follow me from now on. I won't let you suffer any more." Yes, Big Brother Qingfeng, you are the best. The Ling Yu nodded, revealing 2 cute dimples as she said sweetly, "Buzz, buzz." While they were talking, Yi Qinfeng's communication bead suddenly vibrated. When he sent his soul spirit into the communication bead, Shui Yurua's voice rang out. Lingyu, I am going to the Xianming cave. Here are 5,000-year-old spiritual herbs for you. If you have nothing to do, you can cultivate here. Yi Qinfeng took out another 5,000-year-old spiritual herbs and gave them to the Lingyu. Then he left his courtyard. Following Shui Yurua's directions, he arrived at the Xianming cave in the back mountain. When Yi Qinfeng arrived at the mysterious underworld cave, Shui Mozong, Chao Yun, Jingziki, and a charming woman in a red martial arts robe had already arrived. She had red lips like fire and was waiting for him. Seeing Yi Qinfeng slowly walking towards them, Shui Mozong, Chao Yun, and Jingziki's eyes were brimming with hostility. Obviously, they were unwilling to let Yi Qinfeng surpass them and snatch away the position that should have belonged to them. On the other hand, the red-clothed woman had developed a strong interest in Yi Qinfeng. Her beautiful phoenix eyes were filled with a captivating light, and she wanted to attract Yi Qinfeng's attention. All right, everyone is here. Before we open the mysterious underworld cave, let me explain the mysterious underworld cave. Everyone should know that the mysterious underworld cave is the biggest secret of our mysterious underworld sect. The reason why it is so mysterious is because the mysterious underworld cave is the foundation of our mysterious underworld sect. 60,000 years ago, the mysterious underworld extreme way, a mid-grade Tao skill that shook the entire Western continent, was engraved in the deepest part of the mysterious underworld cave, the mysterious underworld cliff. Shui Yurua explained in detail. Mysterious underworld extreme way. Shui Mozong, Chao Yun, and the others had heard of the mysterious underworld extreme way and knew how domineering its power was. If they could learn it, their attacking power would increase by more than 10 times, reaching an extremely terrifying level. Middle grade Tao skill. Yi Qinfeng also revealed a look of surprise. He was surprised that a mere 6th grade sect actually had a mid-grade Tao skill inheritance. Don't be too happy yet. Shui Yurua took in the expressions of Shui Mozong and the others and said indifferently, although the mysterious underworld extreme way is engraved on the mysterious underworld cliff at the end of the mysterious underworld cave, it is not easy to comprehend it. Apart from our mysterious underworld sect's founder and the extreme underworld ancestor from 60,000 years ago, no one else has been able to grasp the mysterious underworld extreme way. Apart from the mysterious underworld extreme way, there are other inheritances and opportunities in the mysterious underworld cliff. However, if you want to reach the mysterious underworld cliff, you still need to undergo the gravity, movement, and puppet test. These 3 tests are passed down by the founder, and I cannot change them. Hence, what kind of opportunity you obtain in the end will depend on your abilities. All right, get ready. I will now open the mysterious underworld cave. Remember, the yin qi in the mysterious underworld cave is extremely strong. Regardless of whether you obtain the great opportunity in the mysterious underworld cave within 3 days, you must leave. Otherwise, once the yin qi enters your bones, you will be severely injured at best. In the worst case, the yin qi will explode and you will die. Also, you can only take 1 type of inheritance out of the mysterious underworld cave. If you are greedy, you will be punished by the mysterious underworld cave. After saying that, Shui Yurua took out a triangular jade token and placed it in the groove beside the mysterious underworld cave. She then activated the restriction of the mysterious underworld cave. When the mysterious underworld cave opened, Shui Mozong and the others, who were eager to try, immediately rushed into the mysterious underworld cave. On the other hand, Yi Qinfeng was not anxious at all. He only walked in slowly after they disappeared into the mysterious underworld cave. The reason why Yi Qinfeng was so calm was that he had absolute confidence in his own strength. In his eyes, Shui Mozong and the others were no different from children. They were no threat to him at all. However, he still showed some interest in the mysterious underworld extreme way inscribed on the mysterious underworld cliff. If he could master it, he would be able to deal with the Longyuan Sacred City Martial Arts competition. As he walked, Yi Qinfeng felt that the space pressure in the mysterious underworld cave was getting stronger and stronger. A large amount of yin qi was suppressed by the space pressure and entered his body through his pores. The yin qi in the mysterious underworld cave was extremely corrosive, but its temperature was extremely high. The black flame heavenly fire, which was the purest yang energy, could completely restrain it. When Yi Qinfeng controlled the black flame heavenly fire to fill his body, the yin qi that had corroded his body was completely refined. It turned into pure spiritual power and integrated into his body cells. Yes, 8 passageways. Yi Qinfeng resisted the space pressure and walked for 30 minutes. The space in front of him suddenly opened up. In the empty space, there were 8 black passageways. Among them, 4 of the passageways were sealed by powerful array patterns. It was obvious that Shui Mazong and the others had already entered these 4 passageways. I shall choose the leftmost passageway. Yi Qinfeng's deep eyes scanned the 4 passageways and walked directly to the leftmost passageway. Buzz! Buzz! The moment Yi Qinfeng walked into the leftmost passageway, more than 50,000 kilograms of space pressure pressed down on his body. If an ordinary person was caught off guard by the 50,000 kilograms of space pressure, they might be injured. However, to Yi Qinfeng, who was comparable to a high-grade heaven artifact and had condensed 4 spirit pearls, his body was filled with millions of kilograms of weight. He was not affected at all. It was as if he could not feel the space pressure that filled up the space. He walked forward with a calm expression and walked towards the end of the passageway. Swish! Swish! Yi Qinfeng walked quickly for 30 minutes. Suddenly, there was an ear-piercing sound that pierced through the air. It was shooting towards him at an extremely fast speed. This should be the so-called movement technique test. Being suddenly attacked by a hidden weapon, Yi Qinfeng's soul energy was completely released. He activated his lightning flash, a top-quality heavenly skill, and moved around in the limited space, like a zigzagging bolt of lightning, flying at high speed. In less than 15 minutes, Yi Qinfeng had passed through the storm-like hidden weapons and arrived at the end of the passageway. He saw a tall and sturdy figure wearing silver battle armor. There was no expression on the puppet's face. It was holding a dragon head saber and guarding the end of the passageway. First grade reverse beast king. This mysterious underworld cave's test is too low. Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul spirit sensed the silver-armored puppet and rushed over without slowing down. Die. When the silver-armored puppet saw that Yi Qinfeng was extremely close to it, its gem-like eyes shone with a resplendent light. An astonishing amount of power burst forth from its sturdy body and poured into the dragon head broadsword, slashing towards Yi Qinfeng with the force of 1,000 caddies. Crack! The silver-armored puppet's full-force saber slashed onto Yi Qinfeng's body. However, it was unable to hurt him at all. A strong, rebounding force passed through the dragon head saber and into the silver-armored puppet's arm. The force was so strong that the puppet's arm trembled, and it almost lost its grip on the dragon head saber. Boom! Relying on the absolute defense to block the silver-armored puppet's full-force saber, Yi Qinfeng's 3 spiritual pearls exploded. More than 3 million kilograms of force surged out and crashed into the silver-armored puppet's body like a tidal wave. It directly exploded the puppet's sturdy body. A first-grade reverse beast king, silver-armored puppet, was instantly killed by Yi Qinfeng's fist. Please check the address of the latest book. Hero Network You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 5:29. This should be the mysterious underworld wall, the greatest secret of the mysterious underworld cave. After shattering the silver-armored puppet with a single punch, Yi Qinfeng didn't waste any time and passed through the exit that the puppet was guarding. He arrived at a pitch-black space without any trace of light. In front of this space, there was a floating wall that was both real and illusory. It seemed to be very far away and was flowing with a faint white light. As the mysterious underworld cave's test didn't pose any threat to Yi Qinfeng, there was no one at the end of the mysterious underworld cave. Shui, Mozong, and the rest were still undergoing the mysterious underworld cave's test. I wonder how I can comprehend the mysterious underworld extreme Dao in the mysterious underworld wall. Yi Qinfeng observed the mysterious underworld wall from afar and pondered for a moment before releasing his powerful soul power to permeate it. Buzz! Buzz! After infusing Yi Qinfeng's soul power, the mysterious underworld wall shot out a beam of illusory light that cut through the pitch-black space and flew over at an extremely fast speed. And a jade slip! Yi Qinfeng's sharp eyes realized that this beam of illusory light was actually a jade slip. His body flashed and reached out to grab it before the beam of illusory light disappeared into the darkness. And the illusion Dao intent. The moment Yi Qinfeng grabbed the jade slip, he realized that the jade slip had mysteriously disappeared. The moment the jade slip disappeared, his powerful soul spirit felt the illusion Dao intent. Interesting. I didn't expect this jade slip to contain the illusion Dao intent and deceive my eyes and soul spirit. After failing to grab the jade slip, Yi Qinfeng revealed a faint smile and radiated the power of the God-Eater brain. It locked onto the black space in front of him and sensed the changes in the space. It's coming. The power of the God-Eater brain's radiation suddenly contracted, and the mysterious underworld wall shot out another beam of illusory light. It was like a shooting star that flew towards Yi Qinfeng at a speed that was hard to see with the naked eye. Seeing the illusory light that was flying faster and faster, Yi Qinfeng's deep eyes flickered with 20 illusion Dao patterns and saw through the illusory light. When the illusory light brushed past him, he quickly reached out and grabbed the illusory light. Low-grade heaven rank soul skill, Moonlight Dance. Holding onto the struggling void light, Yi Qinfeng's soul force penetrated it and learned the level of the cultivation method inheritance within the void light. However, Yi Qinfeng didn't care about low-grade heaven-ranked soul skills anymore, so he didn't keep it. He tossed it into the black space and disappeared. Not long after, the Xianming wall projected 3 beams of illusory light. They cut through the pitch-black space and flew toward Yi Qinfeng. Yi Qinfeng could sense from the God-Eater brain's radiation that the 3 streaks of light were similar to the low-grade, heaven-ranked Moonlight Dance. He wasn't interested in them at all, so he gave up on them. Time passed by minute, second by second. Streaks of light continuously drilled out of the Xianming wall and streaked past Yi Qinfeng. However, during this time, Yi Qinfeng did not make a move. Right now, his attention was completely focused on the Xianming wall. He controlled the power of his God-Eater brain to penetrate the Xianming wall bit by bit. He wanted to investigate the Xianming wall, which contained a large number of soul skills. Look, could this Xianming wall be an illusion Dao tablet? As the God-Eater brain's power penetrated the Xianming wall, Yi Qinfeng felt the illusion Dao intent in the Xianming sect. This illusion Dao intent was so strong that it was comparable to the illusion Dao tablet he comprehended in the misty illusion realm. With this discovery, Yi Qinfeng was overjoyed. He immediately gave up on capturing the void light scroll that flew out of the Xianming wall. He was completely immersed in the process of deducing and comprehending the illusion Dao intent within the Xianming wall. If he could cultivate the illusion Dao intent to the 3rd or 4th level, even a battle beast emperor wouldn't be able to see through his true appearance. They would even be able to control the illusion Dao intent to attack his soul. Right at this moment, an extremely fast figure rushed out of the test passageway and arrived at the black space where the Xianming wall was. This person was the strongest disciple in the Xianming sect. He was a Class 2 Defiant Beast King, Shui Mozong. But when he saw the motionless Yi Chenfeng sitting cross-legged in the black space, the smile on his face suddenly froze. The joy of passing the test was gone. How is this possible? How could he pass the test so quickly? Is he really so much stronger than me? Shui Mozong felt an intense sense of defeat in his heart. His expression became abnormally ugly. No, I still have a chance. As long as I can comprehend the Xianming Extreme Tao, I will definitely be able to defeat him with this move. I will take back everything that belongs to me and rush into the top 10 in the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition. Thinking about the powerful attack power of the Xianming Extreme Tao, Shui Mozong regained his confidence. He looked at the hazy Xianming wall that was flowing with void light. Void light soul skill. While Shui Mozong was looking at the Xianming wall, a void light flew out of the Xianming wall with an ear-piercing sound. It flew towards him at an extremely fast speed. As the eldest disciple of the Xianming sect, Shui Mozong knew the secret of the Xianming wall. He immediately gathered all his strength and wanted to capture the void light soul skill. And why is it gone? When the void light soul skill swept past Shui Mozong, he reached out his hand to grab it, but he caught nothing. The extremely fast void light soul skill fooled his eyes and disappeared into the black space. Not long after, another void light soul skill flew out of the Xianming wall towards him. This time, Shui Mozong did not wait for the void light soul skill to come close. He leaned forward abruptly and released all his soul power to seal the space around the void light soul skill. He reached out his hand to grab it. With all his might, he managed to obtain the void light soul skill. However, he discovered that this soul skill was only a low-grade heavenly skill. A look of disappointment appeared on his face as he tossed it into the void and continued to obtain other soul skills. Just as Shui Mozong was using all his strength to capture the void light soul skill, Chao Yun, Jing Ziki, and the other two also passed the test and arrived at the bottom of the Xianming wall. They flashed through the black space and continuously captured the void light soul skills that were flying towards them. However, as the void light soul skills that flew out of the Xianming wall were not of a high rank, Shui Mozong and the other three did not manage to capture anything. In addition, the yin qi in the Xianming cave was constantly entering their bodies and corroding their internal organs. Slowly, they gave up on fighting for the void light soul skills and sat cross-legged in the black space like Yi Chenfeng and refined the yin qi that had invaded their bodies. 2 days passed very quickly. In these 2 days, Yi Chenfeng, who was controlling the God-Eater brain, comprehended 10 illusion Tao patterns in the Xianming wall. His illusion Tao intent had reached the 3rd heavenly level. Shui Mozong and the other 3 did not make a move as they refined the yin qi. They waited patiently. Just as the 3 days were up, the Xianming wall suddenly shone with endless white light, turning the pitch-black space into day. In the next moment, a light beam as thick as a water bucket flew out of the Xianming wall like a bolt of lightning and flew towards them. Seeing this resplendent light beam, Shui Mozong and the other 3 opened their eyes at the same time and rushed over immediately. They all wanted to snatch the soul skill hidden in this white light. Jing Ziki, who was at the front, burned his spiritual beast's bloodline and burst out with astonishing strength. When he got close to the white light beam, a powerful force burst out from the white light and crushed the soul power that Jing Ziki released as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing into his body. PFFF. A large amount of blood spurted out from Jing Ziki's mouth. He was directly sent flying by the white light and fell more than 10 meters away. Even though Jing Ziki was sent flying, Shui Mozong and the other 2 were not spared. Their attacks were all shattered by the white light, and the 3 of them were also sent flying by the powerful white light. Seeing this powerful white light disappear into the black space, Yi Qinfeng, who was sitting cross-legged and deducing the illusion Dao intent, suddenly opened his eyes and appeared in front of the white light like a ghost. Retrieve! Yi Qinfeng roared and exploded with 5 million kilograms of strength. His right hand, which was filled with powerful strength, directly pierced through the white light and grabbed the soul skill jade slip that was hidden in the white light. Please check the address of the latest book. Swordsman Network. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading home. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 530. What? Shui Mo sang, and the others spat out blood as they fell to the ground. When they saw Yi Qinfeng grab the jade scroll with one hand, they were so shocked that their eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. How? How can he be so strong? Shui Mo sang couldn't accept the huge gap in strength between him and Yi Qinfeng. He couldn't accept that the soul skill scroll that he wanted was obtained by Yi Qinfeng. That jade scroll can't be the mysterious underworld extreme way, right? The gazes of Shui Mozong and the other three all shot towards the jade slip in Yi Qinfeng's hand. If Yi Qinfeng obtained the greatest secret of the Xianming cave, the Xianming extreme way, then they would never be able to make a comeback. Top quality heaven class soul skill, Tyrant Emperor's seal. When Yi Qinfeng released his soul power into the jade scroll, he realized that it recorded a terrifyingly powerful giant handprint. However, it still didn't pique his interest. Senior Brother Su, is the jade scroll in your hand the mysterious underworld extreme way? The sexy lady in red bit her alluring lips as she looked at Yi Qinfeng and asked in a fawning manner. No, this jade scroll records the top quality heaven class soul skill, Tyrant Emperor's seal. Yi Qinfeng shook his head and answered honestly. Top quality heaven class soul skill. The lady in red's eyes brightened as she asked expectantly, Senior Brother Su, do you need this Tyrant Emperor's seal? If you don't, can you give it to me? Sure. Yi Qinfeng nodded happily. He gave the Tyrant Emperor's seal to the lady in red under the envious gazes of Shui, Emosang, and the others. Thank you, Senior Brother Su. If you need anything in the future, feel free to look for me. As long as I can do it, I will definitely satisfy Senior Brother Su. After receiving the Tyrant Emperor's seal, cultivation jade scroll, the lady in red was overjoyed. She winked at Yi Qinfeng and spoke in an extremely seductive manner. Her charming appearance caused one's imagination to run wild, and made Shui Mosang and the others even more jealous. The woman in the red dress took the Tyrant Emperor's seal and left. Yi Qinfeng didn't pay any attention to Shui Mosang and the others who had extremely gloomy expressions. He returned to his original position and continued controlling the God-Eater brain to deduce the illusory Tao insight contained within the profound netherworld wall as he waited for the profound netherworld extreme Tao to appear. Mother asterisk her. Just what kind of fortuitous encounter did Su Mingwei get? How did his strength grow to such a level in just a few short years? Shui Emosang clenched his fists tightly as he cried out in dissatisfaction in his heart. Just as the three of them were cursing Yi Qinfeng in their hearts, the Xianming wall once again shone with a blinding white light, illuminating the pitch-black space. 2 streaks of white light shot out like meteors towards them. Bloodline ignition. Qi and blood ignition. Seeing the 2 terrifying white lights flying towards them, Shui Mosang and the other 2 no longer held back. They all used their trump cards and unleashed their full power to block the white lights. Just as the 3 of them tried their best to dispel the illusion, the terrifying white light broke through the barrier and disappeared into the black space. Damn it, why is it like this? Are we really going to end up empty-handed? After failing to block the white lights again, Shui Mosang and the other two's hearts fell to the bottom. At this moment, they no longer had extravagant hopes of obtaining the profound netherworld extreme Tao. They only had extravagant hopes of obtaining the supreme grade heaven-class soul skill. Even if they obtained a high-grade heaven-class soul skill, they could accept it. If they ended up empty-handed, not only would they become a laughingstock, but they would also miss out on such a great opportunity. Shui Mo sang, and the other two were desperately trying to obtain the heaven-class soul skill. On the other hand, Yi Qinfeng seemed to have forgotten about time and place. He was motionless like a statue as he controlled the God-Eater brain to deduce the illusory Tao insight contained within the profound netherworld wall. After the God-Eater brain's high-speed deduction, the God-Eater brain successfully imprinted and comprehended 16 illusory Tao patterns. In addition to the 20 illusory Tao patterns that he comprehended in the misty illusion realm earlier, his illusory Tao insight was almost at the 4th level. At this moment, the 3-day period was about to end. The sinister aura in the profound netherworld cave had reached an extremely terrifying level, but the mid-grade profound netherworld extreme Tao had yet to appear. The 3-day period is up. Let's go. Shui Mo sang, who was unwilling to accept the fact that he only obtained a high-grade heaven-class soul skill, felt more and more sinister aura seeping into his body. He was faintly unable to withstand it and had signs of eruption. He didn't dare to stay for long. He looked resentfully at Yi Qinfeng, who was sitting cross-legged on the ground without moving, and left with Chao Yun and Jing Ziki. Sensing that Shui Mo sang and the other two had left together, Yi Qinfeng opened his eyes and revealed a trace of hesitation. He was hesitating if he should leave the profound netherworld cave on the day of the deadline. But when he thought about how he was about to comprehend the illusory Tao insight to the 4th level and the profound netherworld extreme Tao, which was the greatest secret of the profound netherworld cave, had yet to appear, he decided to take the risk and stay behind to continue comprehending the illusory Tao insight. Soon enough, Yi Qinfeng, who was sitting cross-legged, was engulfed by the pitch-black sinister aura. A large amount of sinister aura was like maggots that crazily seeped into his body through his pores. However, under the burning of the black flame skyfire, the increasingly dense sinister aura was unable to threaten Yi Qinfeng. He dismissed all distracting thoughts and focused on comprehending the illusory Tao insight. Why are the 3 of you the only ones out? Where's Su Mingwei? Why didn't he come out with you? Shui Yurua arrived outside the profound netherworld cave as soon as the 3 days were up. But when she saw that Shui Mo sang and the other 3 had left the profound netherworld cave on schedule except for Su Mingwei, whom she had high hopes for, her face instantly turned gloomy as she asked softly, Su Mingwei is still waiting for the profound netherworld extreme Tao to appear in the profound netherworld cave. He didn't come out with us. Shui Mo sang revealed a trace of coldness that was hard to detect as he reported, Sect Lord, will senior brother Su be in danger? Thanks to Yi Qinfeng's kindness, the red-dressed lady who obtained the Overlord's seal asked nervously, Sai, isn't Su Mingwei too bold? He actually turned a deaf ear to my warning. Shui Yurua sighed softly and said with some annoyance, the danger in the profound netherworld cave is not something you can imagine. He might lose his life in the profound netherworld cave if he acts so recklessly. Then what should we do? Sect Lord, do you have a way to save senior brother Su? If anything happens to him, it will be a great loss to our profound netherworld sect. The red-dressed lady asked in a panic. I don't have a way. Shui Yurua shook her head and said, Now is the time when the sinister aura in the profound netherworld cave is the densest. With my strength, there might be an accident if I enter the profound netherworld cave. So, the only one who can save him is himself. Upon hearing Shui Yurua's words, Shui Mo sang and the other 2, who were jealous of her talent and strength, smiled at the same time. In their opinion, it would be best if Yi Qinfeng died in the profound netherworld cave. All right, The four of you can leave first. Cultivate the inheritance you obtained well, and strive to achieve good results in the upcoming martial arts competition in the Dragon Lake Sacred City. Shui Yurua said softly. Yes, Sect Lord. Shui Emo sang, and the other three obeyed and left with different feelings. Illusory Tao intent, fourth heaven. Not long after the four of them left, Yi Qinfeng finally comprehended the 20 illusory Tao patterns in the profound netherworld wall under the God-Eater brain's rapid deduction. His illusory Tao intent had reached the fourth heaven realm. However, the moment he comprehended the secret of the profound netherworld wall, a strange phenomenon occurred. A large number of intents appeared in the profound netherworld wall and transformed into a strange human figure. With a shocking murderous aura, it suddenly launched a fatal attack on Yi Qinfeng. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 531. Wind Riding Technique. After suffering the sudden attack, Yi Qinfeng suddenly opened his eyes. His entire body turned into a hurricane and instantly vanished from the spot, dodging the fatal attack from the human figure. How can this be? Why did a person suddenly appear from the mysterious dark wall? Yi Qinfeng, who dodged to midair, looked at the human figure shrouded in darkness. It didn't have a human face and was emitting a fatal aura. He revealed a shocked expression. After the sneak attack failed, the human figure continued to attack. A power that made Yi Qinfeng feel suffocated was released from his body. It twisted the black space and blasted at Yi Qinfeng. Sword Tao intent, thunder Tao intent. Sensing the terrifying attack from the human figure, the sword and thunder Tao patterns shot out from his body and quickly fused together, forming a light sword that could cleave the sky and split the earth. Flying immortal sword. Yi Qinfeng used his hand as a sword and slashed out forcefully. The light sword that was fused with two Tao intents slashed down like mercury and cleaved at the human figure's attack. Boom! 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 The two powerful attacks clashed and burst out with astonishing destructive power that pervaded the black space. In merely 2 breaths of time, the flying celestial sword that Yi Qinfeng had unleashed was shattered by the attack launched by the humanoid figure. The powerful remnant force ruthlessly bombarded Yi Qinfeng, forcing him to quickly dodge. The moment he dodged, the human figure continued to attack and started to mobilize the black spatial power. A giant whirlpool appeared above Yi Qinfeng's head and released a large amount of distorting power. It locked onto Yi Qinfeng and attacked him while slowing down his dodging speed. Divine Devil Bloodline Ignition, Divine Devil Body. After being locked onto by the spatial whirlpool, Yi Qinfeng didn't hesitate to burn his Divine Devil Bloodline. A violent and explosive power was released from his body. In the blink of an eye, Yi Qinfeng transformed into his Divine Devil Body. His body expanded by 1 size, and his physical body became extremely horrifying. More than 20 million kilograms of power filled his body and constantly shattered the distorting power that was attacking his body. Flame Dragon World Annihilation. His physical strength had reached the limit. The sword Tao pattern and thunder Tao patterns surged out of his body again. They turned into 9 ferocious and domineering flaming dragons, which whizzed into the spatial whirlpool. The explosive Tao will and 20 million kilograms of force tore apart the power of distortion. Crisscrossing cracks appeared in the space vortex, illuminating the dark space. Whoosh! When Yi Qinfeng's attack tore through space, an ear-piercing sound rang out. The avatar burst forth at full speed and appeared in front of Yi Qinfeng, launching a ferocious attack at close range. Yi Qinfeng didn't show any signs of weakness when facing the tidal wave of attacks from the human figures. The Heaven Tao pattern, Sword Tao pattern, Thunder Tao pattern, and Fire Tao pattern gushed out from his body and revolved around him. They transformed into sharp attacks and ferocious counterattacks. Boss, the one in front of you doesn't seem to be a human. It's the manifestation of a powerful force. As Yi Qinfeng and the Avatar fought intensely, the Chaos Divine Beast sensed something was amiss and informed him of his thoughts. I know. He is the manifestation of the mysterious underworld wall. Furthermore, I have a feeling that this avatar has something to do with the middle grade Dao technique, mysterious underworld extreme Dao. Yi Qinfeng replied telepathically. It can't be. That mysterious underworld extreme Dao is so strange. The Chaos Divine Beast said in astonishment. I waited until the end, but I didn't see the mysterious underworld extreme Dao. This is very abnormal. I think it must be because I didn't find where the mysterious underworld extreme Dao is hidden. In this space, the most mysterious thing is the mysterious underworld wall. Therefore, the mysterious underworld extreme Dao might be hidden in the mysterious underworld wall. And this avatar should be a test for the mysterious underworld extreme Dao. Yi Qinfeng analyzed with a voice transmission. Boss, do you want me to help you defeat this avatar? After a period of recuperation, the Chaos Divine Beast, who had recovered from a portion of his injuries, asked, No need. I can deal with him myself. As he spoke, Yi Qinfeng ignited his dragon bloodline and summoned 5 killing halos, further increasing his strength and attack. 7 swords of judgment, eclipse. Yi Qinfeng roared. A scarlet sword of light, which was like a scorching sun, brought along an invincible sword might. It was like the sea was overturning the world. It tore through space and cleaved at the avatar. The terrifying eclipse sword shattered his attack and broke through his body's defenses. It heavily struck his body and sent him flying. His body, which was covered in cracks, slammed heavily into the mysterious underworld wall behind him. Buzz! The moment the avatar was hit, a blinding white light shot out from the mysterious underworld wall. It distorted space and attacked Yi Qinfeng. Great Sun Sky, Fire Fist. After being attacked by the mysterious underworld wall, Yi Qinfeng didn't dodge. Instead, he met it head-on. 20 million pounds of force, black flame sky fire, and fire Dao patterns fused into his fist. He blasted out a fist radiance that was like a scorching sun and clashed with the mysterious underworld white light. Boom! The 2 powerful attacks collided with each other, erupting with an astonishing amount of power. The Great Sun Sky Fire Fist, which was like a blazing sun, shattered the mysterious underworld white light like a hot knife through butter. The remaining power didn't diminish as it blasted towards the avatar, forcing him to dodge quickly. The avatar dodged the Great Sun Sky Fire Fist, but the mysterious underworld wall received the attack head-on. The white light that was released was completely dispersed. The smooth, mirror-like wall had a slight tremor. Golden Rock Bloodline Ignition. Yi Qinfeng quickly ignited the 3rd bloodline in his body and increased his flying speed to the limit. He then launched a ferocious attack on the avatar that was severely injured. The extremely sharp sword radiance and the fist radiance that was filled with 20 million pounds of force and the power of slaughter continuously bombarded the avatar's body. They completely suppressed his attacks and aggravated his injuries. His body was covered in cracks. Seeing that the avatar was going to be destroyed by Yi Qinfeng's ferocious attacks, the avatar let out a shaky voice. Boundless light shot out from his body, causing his entire body to turn illusory. Mysterious underworld extreme Dao. The avatar suddenly disappeared. A large number of illusion Dao patterns turned into reality. The attack that was filled with destructive power was like a roaring dragon as it blasted towards Yi Qinfeng. Buzz! The moment Yi Qinfeng's eyes locked onto the mysterious underworld extreme Dao, a large number of illusions appeared in his eyes and confused his consciousness. However, Yi Qinfeng had comprehended the illusion Dao intent to the 4th heaven. In less than a breath, he regained his consciousness and immediately counterattacked. 7 swords of judgment, sky-shattering. Several Tao intents merged into the sovereign weapon. The sword slashed out and swept across the heaven and earth. The terrifying sky-shattering sword tore the sea of clouds in the sky and stirred up chaos in the sky. As far as the eye could see, the sky seemed to have been completely shattered by this sword. The terrifying spatial crack extended for tens of thousands of feet. For a moment, the heaven and earth changed color. Thunder roared, and divine prowess shook the sky. The 2 mid-grade Tao skills collided and violently repelled each other. The destructive power that was produced engulfed the heaven and earth and attacked Yi Qinfeng's body, shattering the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. After about 10 breaths, the sky-shattering sword tore the mysterious underworld extreme Tao apart. The entire space was in chaos. It has been 60,000 years. Finally, someone has passed the test. You are now qualified to comprehend the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. However, you only have 10 days to comprehend it. After 10 days, regardless of whether you can comprehend the mysterious underworld extreme Tao or not, you will have to leave this place. After speaking, the mysterious underworld wall shot out a ray of illusory light and poured into Yi Qinfeng's mind. It turned into an extremely complex mental cultivation method that rapidly circulated in his mind. This mental cultivation method was the cultivation method of the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 532. It turns out that the Xianming Extreme Way is a middle-grade Tao skill that uses the illusion Tao will as its foundation and several attack Tao will as its supplement. The more Tao will that is integrated into it, the more powerful the Xianming Extreme Way will be. Yi Qinfeng quickly skimmed through the Xianming Extreme Tao's cultivation mantra. He had a preliminary understanding of the Xianming Extreme Tao. He got rid of all distracting thoughts and began to control the God-Eater brain to comprehend the mantra and quickly deduce it. Time passed quickly as Yi Qinfeng comprehended. It has been 5 days. Why hasn't Su Mingwei come out yet? Did he really meet with an accident and die in there? Shui Yorua, who was burning with anxiety, had been waiting outside the Xianming cave for 5 days. However, Yi Qinfeng was nowhere to be seen. This made her more and more anxious and worried. She kept pacing outside the Xianming cave. The reason why Shui Yorua was so worried about Yi Qinfeng was not that she cared about his life. She was afraid that if something happened to him and his mysterious combat beast emperor master knew about it, it would bring a devastating disaster to the Xianming cave. Just as Shui Yorua was waiting anxiously, the communication pearl in her arms suddenly lit up. When she heard the voice from the communication pearl, she was overjoyed. She quickly left the Xianming cave, gathered the experts of the Xianming sect, and went to the Xianming sect's gate. Screech! There was a piercing cry of a bird. 3 golden-crowned black eagles, with a wingspan of more than 10 meters, black feathers, as sharp as swords and crown-like sarcomas on their heads, broke through the sky and flew over at an extremely fast speed. Sect leader, who is the envoy from the Western Devil sect. The great elder of the Xianming sect looked at the 3 black eagles that were flying closer and asked Shui Yorua softly. She was overjoyed, and there was a hint of expectation between her eyebrows. This time, it is the great guardian Emo Longyuan. Shui Yorua's beautiful eyes were filled with charm as she said softly. As she spoke, the 3 golden-crowned black eagles flew over quickly with a gust of wind and landed at the Xianming sect's gate. Emo Longyuan, who was wearing a black robe with golden edges, was the first to jump off the black eagle. He walked over slowly with 4 experts of the Western Devil sect. When he saw Shui Yorua, who was wearing a green silk dress, had a plump figure, and exuded a mature charm from head to toe, his eyes immediately lit up with desire. If Yi Qinfeng had been here, he would have recognized Mo Longyuan as the person who had tried to kill him in the North Sea Prefecture. In the end, Mo Longyuan had been the one who had used the formation map and chaos divine beasts to injure him. Grand Protector, you're finally here. Shui Yorua revealed a charming smile. With a fragrance wafting from her body, she quickly walked up to him and said in a sweet voice, Yorua, I've brought you the 5 Dragon Abyss tokens you wanted. How are you going to thank me? Mo Longyuan did not hide the lust in his eyes as he looked at Shui Yorua's voluptuous body and said lecherously, Ha ha ha, I've said it before. As long as the Great Guardian helps my dark underworld sect obtain 5 spots to participate in the Longyuan Sacred City martial competition, I will definitely repay you well. Shui Yorua's red lips parted slightly, and the seductive red color attracted Mo Longyuan so much that he had an impulse to kiss her. Haha, Yorua, you really suit my taste. Mo Longyuan laughed and said with satisfaction, The banquet is ready. Grand Protector and the 4 messengers, please come in. Having said that, Shui Yorua turned around slightly. Her sexy waist swayed gently as she led Mo Longyuan and the other 4 messengers into the dark underworld sect. After eating and drinking to his heart's content, Mo Longyuan, who was slightly drunk, hugged Shui Yorua's sexy body and came to her courtyard beside the lake. The 4 messengers from the Western Demon sect were also accompanied by the beautiful female disciples of the dark underworld sect. They came to the prepared guest rooms and enjoyed the service of the beauties. Yorua, in order to get these 5 Dragon Abyss tokens for you, I have spent a lot of effort. If you don't serve me well today, I won't let you off. Walking into Shui Yorua's room, which was emitting a faint fragrance, Mo Longyuan smiled evilly and pressed Shui Yorua against the wall. His big hands touched her hot body roughly. Don't worry, Grand Protector. Yorua will definitely satisfy you. I will remember this day forever. However, before Yorua serves Grand Protector, I have one more thing to ask of you. Shui Yorua said, coquettishly. Her red lips parted slightly as she gasped for breath. What is it? The impatient Mo Longyuan frowned slightly and asked unhappily. His big hands had already reached into Shui Yorua's clothes. A few days ago, Yorua almost died in the dark underworld mountain range. Shui Yorua endured Mo Longyuan's rough hands and told Mo Longyuan about the capture of the tree demon and the appearance of the mysterious expert who snatched the tree core away. She also told him about Su Mingwei and his mysterious combat beast Emperor Master. She wanted to borrow Mo Longyuan's power to eliminate all the potential dangers around the dark underworld sect. A level 3 reverse beast king killed a half-step combat beast emperor tree demon. Are you sure that person didn't hide his true strength? Because he had not seen it with his own eyes, Mo Longyuan did not believe that there would be such a talented, peerless genius in the dark underworld mountain range. I don't think that person hid his true strength. After all, with his strength, there is no point in hiding his true strength in front of us, Shui Yorua said softly. She was still scared when she thought about how Yi Qinfeng destroyed the tree demon with a single punch. All right, don't be a wet blanket. As long as you serve me well, I will help the dark underworld sect eliminate all the potential dangers. Mo Longyuan was aroused by Shui Yorua's seductive body. He could not help but want to do her on the spot. Hee. Then I will leave everything to you, Grand Protector. As Shui Yorua spoke, she cast a seductive glance at Mo Longyuan and gently pushed him away. Then she stretched her hands to the back of her neck and slowly undid the buttons one by one, revealing her fair and tender skin, sexy collarbone, and charming curves. However, at this moment, a deafening ape roar resounded. It reverberated through the heavens and earth and shook the surroundings. The powerful energy wave caused the ground to tremble. What's that sound? Mo Longyuan, who was burning with lust, trembled. He looked at Shui Yorua, whose expression changed greatly, and asked in a low voice, I don't know. Shui Yorua stopped unbuttoning her clothes and said with a pale face, Grand Protector, let's go and take a look. It seems that something has really happened to the Dark Underworld sect. Thinking of what had happened to the Dark Underworld sect recently, Shui Yorua's heart was in a mess. She grabbed Mo Longyuan's arm tightly and begged, Grand Protector, as long as you help the Dark Underworld sect get rid of the crisis, I promise to serve you well for a few days. I will do whatever you want. Motherf asterisk her. I want to see who dares to behave atrociously in the profound underworld sect. I'm going to break his neck and grind his bones into dust. Mo Longyuan, whose mood was interrupted, was furious as he roared furiously. After speaking, Mo Longyuan quickly tidied up his clothes and left the room with Shui Yorua, whose face was slightly flushed. He followed the ape roar that was still lingering in the air and rushed over with a murderous look. That seems to be the courtyard where Su Mingwei is practicing. How could the sound come from there? Could it be that the sound just now was made by Su Mingwei's mysterious master? He knows that something has happened to Su Mingwei. Thinking of the possibility, Shui Yorua trembled. Her face turned pale, and her heart was in a mess. However, when Mo Longyuan, who was full of rage, tore the restriction formation in the courtyard, Shui Yorua was stunned. She had never dreamed that the person who had made the earth-shaking roar was not Su Mingwei's mysterious combat beast emperor master, but Lingyu, who was beside him and was a handyman disciple of the Dark Underworld sect. If you want to see Shui Yorua, please add her WeChat public account, YLTY83. I will send you photos of Shui Yorua soon. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 533. What a pure bloodline power. How can a human's bloodline power be so strong? Looking at the divine ape's shadow in the spiritual fish's petite body and feeling the bloodline power released from her body, Mo Longyuan's eyes widened in disbelief. No, there's something wrong with her body. She doesn't seem to be a human. Having cultivated for more than 1,000 years, Mo Longyuan, who was experienced and knowledgeable, knew the secrets of the spiritual fish's body. His gloomy face revealed a surprised expression. He looked at Shui Yorua beside him and asked, Who is she? She's spiritual fish, a servant disciple of the Xianming sect. Because of Su Mingwei, Shui Yorua had investigated the spiritual fish and knew her identity. Servant disciple, Mo Longyuan smiled and said, I'm very interested in her. This time, I'm going to take her with me. Do you have any objections? It's her fortune to be able to follow the great guardian. I have no objections. In order to please Mo Longyuan, Shui Yorua agreed without hesitation. She didn't care about the spiritual fish's life. Ha ha ha! I didn't expect to gain so much from this trip. This trip is really worth it. Feeling the pure bloodline power in the spiritual fish's body, Mo Longyuan laughed excitedly. He had a feeling that if he could take the spirit fish with him, lock her up and absorb her primordial een and the power of her bloodline, he would have a great chance of breaking through the most difficult step and becoming a peerless emperor. Just as Mo Longyuan was immersed in his beautiful fantasy, the spiritual fish, who had consumed the 1,000-year-old spiritual herbs left by Yi Qinfeng, had further awakened the golden-eyed divine ape's bloodline and reached the level of a level 3 reverse beast king. Sensed danger. Her petite body burst out with amazing power, and she suddenly tried to break out. Why do you want to run? When Mo Longyuan saw that the spiritual fish wanted to escape, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly, revealing a cold smile. His body flashed slightly, drawing a shadow in the air and intercepting the spiritual fish. 10 million pounds of strength. After the second awakening of the golden-eyed divine ape's bloodline, the spiritual fish had 10 million pounds of strength, which was enough to fight against a level 6 reverse beast king. When she activated the power of her bloodline and channeled all the strength in her body into her fist, the terrifying power made Emo Longyuan feel suffocated. The spirit fish's punch was filled with an unparalleled explosive force, and it directly pierced through Emo Longyuan's chest, forcing him to quickly place his palms in front of his chest, blocking her punch head-on. Boom! The spirit fish's punch landed on Emo Longyuan's overlapping fists. Instantly, a force of 10 million Jin erupted. The terrifying force passed through Emo Longyuan's palm and into his arms, causing his arms to go numb. His body uncontrollably retreated, leaving behind 10 deep footprints on the hard ground. What kind of physique does this spiritual fish have? How can she be so strong? Witnessing this scene, Shui Yurua's eyes widened in disbelief. She was in a daze. Could it be that the spirit fish is also related to Su Mingwei's mysterious master? Thinking that the spirit fish was very close to Su Mingwei, who had suddenly emerged, Shui Yurua couldn't help but connect the two together. A trace of uneasiness arose in her heart. However, when she thought of Emo Longyuan's identity and background, the uneasiness in her heart lessened a lot. At this time, she made up her mind to get close to Emo Longyuan at all costs, and thus get close to the West Devil sect. What a powerful force! Being pushed back by the spirit fish's punch, Emo Longyuan wasn't shocked but delighted. The more powerful the spirit fish was, the more it proved how pure and terrifying her bloodline was. At this time, he felt that the spirit fish was more attractive to him than Shui Yurua. He couldn't wait to capture the spirit fish, take away her primordial yin, and absorb her pure bloodline power. Bloodline ignition. 100 soul blood demon blade. Emo Longyuan roared, and his spiritual beast bloodline instantly burned. The 100 soul blood demon blade, a middle-grade heaven artifact, appeared in his hand. A blood-red saber light traversed the void and intercepted the spirit fish that was trying to break through the encirclement. Being attacked by the 100 soul blood demon blade, the spirit fish knew that she was in danger, so she didn't slow down. She once again unleashed the force of 10 million Jin. Moving at high speed like a meteor, she slammed into the blood-red saber light. Kacha! The blood-red saber light was shattered by the spirit fish's ferocious collision. She exerted strength in her legs and jumped up high, wanting to cross Emo Longyuan and escape. Black Wheel of Death! The moment the spirit fish leaped into the air, 10 dark Dao patterns gushed out from Emo Longyuan's body and transformed into the Black Wheel of Death. It pierced through the sky and attacked the spirit fish, not giving her a chance to escape. Boom! 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 After being attacked by the 10 Black Wheels of Death, the spirit fish continued to unleash the force of 10 million Jin and attacked the Black Wheels of Death that were close to her. Terrifying collision sounds echoed in the air, stirring up a fireworks-like airflow. Due to the huge commotion caused by the fight between the spirit fish and Emo Longyuan, the entire mystic underworld sect was alerted. Many people heard the commotion and rushed over. That seems to be the spirit fish. Elder Chu, who was in the crowd, saw the spirit fish stepping on the void and unleashing shocking fist lights. His small eyes widened as he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Just a few days ago, the spirit fish was still a submissive little girl who allowed him to bully her. But after not seeing her for a few days, she actually had the strength to fight with Emo Longyuan, who was a half-step combat beast emperor, and she wasn't at a disadvantage. Such a huge contrast made Elder Chu feel as though he was in a dream. It also made him feel a lingering fear. Don't make any unnecessary struggles. Stay here obediently. After condensing the black wheel of death to entangle the spirit fish, Mo Longyuan condensed his soul wings and flew into the air with extreme speed. He wielded the 100 soul blood demon blade and slashed out streaks of blood-red saber light, attacking the spirit fish fiercely. He wanted to seal off her escape route. After being attacked by Mo Longyuan's concentrated saber light, the spirit fish, who was in danger, still didn't retreat. Instead, she forcefully executed the golden-eyed divine ape's inherited ability, Star-Seizing Fist. The spirit fish gathered all her strength and blasted out a punch. The air in front of her exploded from this punch. A huge hand that seemed to be holding a star appeared out of nowhere. It carried an astonishing destructive power and fiercely bombarded the crisscrossing blood-red saber light. Crack! Crack! Layers of blood-red saber light were smashed by the star-seizing fist. The powerful energy fluctuation caused the heaven and earth to change. The terrifying aftershock even forced Mo Longyuan to retreat. 8 divine ape shadows! After using the star-seizing fist to force Mo Longyuan back, the spirit fish, who fell to the ground, immediately executed the divine ape's inherited footwork. Her entire body turned into an afterimage and rapidly fled. Myriad transformations, Black Lotus. Mo Longyuan quickly stabilized his body. 10 Tao patterns of darkness transformed into a Black Lotus. With extreme speed, it blasted towards the spirit fish that was trying to break out of the encirclement. Boom! When the myriad transformations Black Lotus got close to the spirit fish, it exploded. A powerful demonic aura instantly spread out and engulfed the spirit fish. It greatly slowed down her escape speed and damaged her body. Great demon slaying dragon blade. When the spirit fish relied on her physical defense to tear apart the violent demonic aura and break free, Mo Longyuan instantly fused with the 100 Souls blood demon blade and turned into a demonic, dragon-like saber light. He heavily slashed towards the spirit fish. Caught off guard, the spirit fish was struck by Mo Longyuan's great demon slaying dragon blade. Her powerful physical defense was broken, and her entire body was almost split open. A large amount of blood sprayed out from the wounds on her body. She fell heavily on the ground and was severely injured. Mobile reading website. Book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 534. And something happened to the spirit fish. The moment the spirit fish was injured by Mo Longyuan's demon slaying dragon blade, the soul imprint that Yi Chenfeng left on her body shattered. Yi Chenfeng, who was in the mysterious underworld cave, quickly deduced and comprehended the mysterious underworld extreme Tao, immediately sensed it. After 5 days of comprehension, he had basically grasped the true essence of the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. He was just waiting to master it in practice. No matter who it is, anyone who dares to hurt the spirit fish is dead meat. Yi Chenfeng's eyes revealed a trace of ruthlessness. He stood up decisively and left the space where the mysterious underworld wall was. He quickly flew out of the mysterious underworld cave. Golden-eyed blood, ape's bloodline, completely ignite. Yi Chenfeng had not appeared for a long time, and the severely injured spirit fish knew that she could only rely on herself. She did not care about the price and completely ignited her bloodline power. Ignoring the injuries on her body, she once again blasted out the star-seizing fist towards Mo Longyuan. Just as Mo Longyuan dodged the star-seizing fist, the spirit fish quickly jumped up and cleverly rushed towards the mysterious underworld sect's disciples who were hiding in the distance. She wanted to escape from the mysterious underworld sect amidst the chaos. Not good, quickly dodge. The spirit fish rode on the 8 divine ape shadows and rushed over. Dozens of mysterious underworld sex experts were frightened and quickly dodged to the side. For a moment, the scene was completely chaotic. If you don't want to die, scram. Otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless. When Mo Longyuan saw the spirit fish charging into the chaotic crowd, he roared furiously and ordered loudly. Streaks of blood-red saber light continuously slashed down, attacking the spirit fish that was moving around. Although the spirit fish was severely injured, the 8 divine ape shadows were extremely profound. Relying on the speed of the 8 divine ape shadows, she dodged Mo Longyuan's blood-colored blade lights and fled towards the mysterious underworld sect. Several mysterious underworld sect's disciples were unable to dodge the blood-colored blade lights and died on the spot. Fresh blood splattered all over the ground. What are you all in a daze for? Quickly stop her. If she escapes, I will not forgive you all. Mo Longyuan did not expect that the spiritual fish would still escape, even after he tried his best to stop it. He was furious and ordered loudly. Hearing Mo Longyuan's roar, the 4 West Devil sex experts, Shui Yura, and the others quickly condensed their soul wings and chased after the spiritual fish that had escaped from the profound nether sect and entered the profound nether mountain range. Where did Brother Qingfeng go? Why hasn't he come to save me yet? Although the spiritual fish had killed her way out of the Xianming sect, the destructive power of the great demon slay dragon slash was extremely strong, causing her to be severely injured. She also lost more and more blood. Gradually, a trace of dizziness appeared in her mind, and her movement speed became slower and slower. Gradually, Mo Longyuan, who was chasing her relentlessly, caught up with her and closed the distance between them. Canyon. The spiritual fish endured its injuries and ran for more than an hour in the mysterious, dark mountain range. Not far away, it discovered a valley covered by layers of clouds. It gritted its teeth and jumped down. Humph! You think you can escape from me by jumping into the valley? You are too naive. Mo Longyuan's powerful soul had already locked onto the spiritual fish. Her every move was under Mo Longyuan's control. Sensing that the spiritual fish had jumped into the bottomless canyon, Mo Longyuan flapped his blood-red soul wings and chased after her with extreme speed. Bang! The spiritual fish fell heavily into the valley, creating a huge pit that was more than 10 meters deep in the damp ground. A large amount of blood sprayed out from her mouth and body. Just when the spiritual fish struggled to climb out of the huge pit and used the complicated terrain at the bottom of the valley to continue escaping, a blood-red blade light descended from the sky and ruthlessly slashed at her, intercepting her. I said, "Don't make any unnecessary struggle. You can't escape from my palm." Mo Longyuan flapped his blood-red soul wings and flew in the air. He looked at the severely injured spiritual fish and said ferociously, "You evil person, Brother Qingfeng will definitely avenge me and kill you." Looking at the fiendish Mo Longyuan and feeling his fiery gaze, the spiritual fish was scared and struggled to shout. "Ha ha ha! Kill me!" Mo Longyuan laughed arrogantly and said, "Wait for me to take away your primordial een and suck your blood dry. Wait for him to come find me for revenge." After saying that, Mo Longyuan sped up and flew towards the frightened spiritual fish. He wanted to seriously injure her and take away her precious primordial een. Looking at Mo Longyuan, who was flying closer and closer, the severely injured spiritual fish clenched her teeth and wanted to fight with all her strength. In her mind, she even had thoughts of suicide. But at this moment, a familiar voice entered the spiritual fish's ears. It made her highly concentrated mind relax. Her pale face also revealed a flower-like smile. The next moment, an ear-piercing sound rang out. Mo Longyuan, who was flying at high speed, only felt a blur in front of his eyes. A blurry figure appeared in front of the spiritual fish and faced him head-on. In a flash, Mo Longyuan did not have time to think. He poured all his soul power into the 100 soul, blood demon blade and slashed it with irresistible force. Facing the attack of the 100-soul blood demon blade, Yi Chenfeng, who had arrived in time, did not dodge. He stretched out his right hand and grabbed the blade. Filled with thousands of pounds of strength, his right hand, which was as hard as a high-grade heaven tool, directly grabbed the 100-soul blood demon blade and shattered the terrifying blood-red blade light. What? Witnessing the scene of the 100-soul blood demon blade being caught by someone else, Mo Longyuan's heart was in turmoil. However, when he raised his head to look at Yi Chenfeng, who had regained his original appearance, and saw his familiar appearance, a shock that came from the depths of his soul completely occupied his body. So much so that his mind went blank. He opened his mouth wide and did not say a word for a long time. Mo Longyuan, we meet again. Looking at Mo Longyuan, who was in a daze and looked as if he had seen a ghost, Yi Chenfeng's lips curled up slightly, revealing a sinister smile. You, how could it be you? How could you have such terrifying strength? Mo Longyuan could never imagine that Yi Chenfeng, who was chased by him back then and almost lost his life, only used a few years to grow to a level that made him tremble in fear. Mo Longyuan, let's settle the old and new debts together today. As he spoke, billowing soul power and thousands of pounds of strength poured into Yi Chenfeng's right hand. His right hand suddenly exerted strength, and under Mo Longyuan's fearful gaze, he forcefully crushed the mid-grade heaven tool, 100-soul blood demon blade. Rank 3, Reverse Beast King. Sensing Yi Chenfeng's strength, Mo Longyuan suddenly opened his eyes wide. He thought of something and said in horror, could it be that the monster who smashed the half-step combat Beast Emperor Tree Demon a few days ago was you? Congratulations, you guessed it right. That person was me. In Yi Chenfeng's eyes, Mo Longyuan was already a dead man, so he admitted it very frankly. Blood escape. After confirming Yi Chenfeng's identity, Mo Longyuan was scared out of his wits. Without thinking, he decisively burned his blood and used the blood escape to break out of the encirclement. Xian Ming Extreme Dao. The moment Mo Longyuan used the blood escape, Yi Chenfeng's body flashed slightly and intercepted him. He used the Xian Ming Extreme Dao that he had just comprehended. The Illusion Dao pattern, Heaven Dao pattern, Sword Dao pattern, Thunder Dao pattern, and Fire Dao pattern fused together and turned into a dragon-like, destructive attack. It released a powerful illusion and bombarded Mo Longyuan. Buzz. After receiving the Xian Ming Extreme Dao attack, Mo Longyuan was affected by the Illusion Dao pattern, and his reaction speed was slightly delayed. When he came back to his senses, the Xian Ming Extreme Dao that carried astonishing destructive power had landed heavily on his body. The terrifying power of the Extreme Dao shattered his body's defenses as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood, directly killing him. Mobile reading website. Book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.